a little more difficult portion of their schedule coming up here with the Skyline and an unbeaten Oxford in the next 2 weeks. So we'll find out a little bit more about the Timberwolves. You mentioned Joaquin Trigo up a spot as they won in that city. They'll take on La Crosse this week. And then there's that district that we talked about last week with El Saline, Little River, and Central Plains. Those three, matching up here in these few weeks. And El Saline got a really good 22-20 win over Little River. And so that obviously moves them ahead of, that group and drops Little River out of the poll. And then the other thing to mention here is just Linden just blasting Madison last week, 56-6, in a game that I think we thought would be quite a bit closer, but the Tigers really put it on them, and they're up a spot to number 4 this.
8-man Division II, no change. Hutchinson Central Christian at 5, Hodgman County 4, Hanover 3, Victoria 2, and the Eagles of Axtell remain number 1 in 8-man 2. Brent.
Yeah, the question is, will they remain there after this week with them taking on number 3 Hanover and what's been, just an absolutely great rivalry. And really, the two dynasty programs in 8-man football over the last decade, Hanover winning four titles in a 5-year span, followed by Axtell winning their 4th straight title. So a huge showdown in Hanover for that game. And, if Hanover wins that, very well could see them jump into the number 1 spot next week, leapfrog in Victoria. And if they lose, I'm sure the rankings will stay the same there with Hanover holding that 3 spot. But, huge showdown between Axtell and Hanover that we'll talk about here coming up.
And lastly, in 6-man, Teske at number 5, Ingalls at 4, South Barber 3, Cunningham 2, Coyotes of Westgate remain number 1 in 6-man. Matt?
Yeah, a little movement on the bottom half of the 6-man poll here as South Barber beats Ingalls last week, 25-21. Of course, a couple weeks ago, Ingalls had that 5-point win over Tuskegee. So those starting to figure things out there with some of these teams in the rankings. Cunningham received a forfeit victory last week, and they'll take on an 8-man team in Argonia Attica this week in an 8-man game just to, kind of fill the schedule. As you'll remember, Cunningham had, something like 6 or 7 weeks off last week because of forfeits and open dates. And so the Wildcats filling that. And then Weskin up in the top spot. They handled Golden Plains 73-15. They'll get a game against a much improved Northern Valley team this week.
We owe you one final break in our third and final segment. When we return, we look at the top games to watch across the state here in week number 7. You're listening to the Kansas Kickoff Show.
Friday Night Football, a big 8-man Division II shootout. 2 undefeated state-ranked teams, Axtell at Hanover, plus Marysville is back home hosting Clay Sutter.
Back here on the Kansas Kickoff Show, powered by KPreps.com and Keisha Covered, along with Matt Gilmore from KPreps.com and Brent Maycock from Keisha Covered. I'm Sean Boston with Eagle Media in Hutchinson. Our third and final segment, we'll look at some of the top games to watch across the state here in week number 7. Now we will start with a couple of big ones in the Sunflower League. We'll start off with Shawnee Mission East at Olathe West, then Mill Valley on the road at Olathe Northwest.
Yeah, and these games have big implications in the Sunflower League. All 4 of these teams sit at 4-1 in the Sunflower League standings. All of them are right behind Lawrence Free State, who are 5-0. And kind of ironically, Free State doesn't play any of the other 4 teams this season. So you'll certainly get some movement this week. It's also big implications on the eastern half of 6A as far as seeding. So we'll start with Shawnee Mission East and Olathe West. I don't know that anybody is a hotter team than Olathe West right now. I mean, consecutive wins over Gardner Edgerton and then Mill Valley last week. The Owls rushed for over 350 yards in that game and went 52-36. They've just been exceptional over the last couple of weeks. If you look at Brody Hale and his ability to spread the ball around, Sam Krakowski's been one of the top receivers in the state with over 700 yards and 10 touchdowns receiving. Josh Folan's been good out of the backfield for the Owls. Then you flip it over, they got to find a way to stop Jack Reeves in Shawnee Mission East because Reeves has rushed for over 1,230 yards, 19 touchdowns, closing in on 3,000 for his career. And Coach Semino's team has just been very good. So that's the one key matchup there. You flip it over to the other game, and you've got Mill Valley and Olathe Northwest. And Olathe Northwest is a team under Lauren Clark that's been really, really good this year. Although Brody Comfort, their quarterback, didn't play last week in the win over Shawnee Mission West. But the Ravens have kept things on the ground anyway. And Bryce Brandles rushed for, nearing 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's a big physical back at 5'11", 215. And so they've done it with defense and running the football. Like they've run the ball on something like 76% of their snaps. And similarly, Mill Valley's that way too, right? With the backfield trio, I guess, of Blake Jay, Reggie Reese, and Max Piva. And Piva's really emerged leading the team with over 830 yards and 9 touchdowns. So it's a game where we're going to find out a lot this week. If you look at this, really, Olathe West is a team that kind of controls their own fate. They host Shawnee Mission East this week, and then Olathe Northwest next week. So we'll find out a lot. It's going to be two great games in the Sunflower League this week.
Brent, we will go to you on this next one, a big one in Class 5A in the Western Athletic Conference. It is number 2 ranked Great Bend on the road at 3rd ranked Hayes.
Yeah, and this is the game I think we've had circled in Class 5A, especially on the western half of the state all season long. And then, Hayes just kept kind of grabbing our attention with their games and the schedule early in the year and what they were doing and their ability to go out and beat a Derby to start the season and beat the top team from Oklahoma and play Manhattan tough and beat Junction City. And while they're doing that, Great Bend's just kind of cruising along, just not ho-humming their way, but, just not playing the same kind of schedule. Opens the year with a nice, impressive 42-7 win over McPherson, then goes all the way across the state to Olathe South and beats them 40-21, then beats Buhler. But it's not quite the high-profile wins that Hayes had. But, this is a great rivalry. And last year, 2 absolutely incredible games. Great Bend goes out and beats Hayes 21-0 in the regular season showdown, goes undefeated in the regular season, wins the WAC title, but then first round of the playoffs, they draw Hayes, and what a tough draw for an undefeated team in that game, and they lose that one 19-14 as Hayes gets on that postseason run they were on last year and takes it all the way to their first ever state championship game. But this should just be an absolute dandy this year. Hayes has been absolutely great. Holding lean coming off a 303 rushing yard performance last week in week 6 and already to 1,000 yards this season. Their defense has just been stout throughout the year. So Hayes kind of can beat you with that run game and then wear you down with their defense. But Great Bend kind of comes in a different way, a little bit more dynamic maybe offensively, obviously with Daxton Minton at quarterback, and then the receiving duo of Ian Premer and Cooper Onmocht. And Premer, his last 3 games, he's had multiple touchdown receptions in each. 3 last week and a really nice 55-6 win over previously undefeated Liberal. And so, he's on his way to having another really big season for the Panthers. Minton's been outstanding at quarterback. Their defense is anchored by Trenton Kern and his brother. This should just be one of those great classic WAC games. And I have a feeling this could be the first of 2 meetings again for these programs this year.
Matt, we will go to you now, a big one between Cape and Mount Carmel. The Crusaders, the top team in Class 4A, as they travel and take on the 4th-ranked team in Class 5A, St. James Academy.
Yeah, and this has developed into a really nice rivalry, a really nice series, I guess. This is the 8th time the teams have met since 2016. So I love that they continue to play this. It's typically been kind of late in the season, mid to late in the season, and it kind of provides a good barometer of where they're at the season at this point. And you've got Kapaun, who's unbeaten, number 1 team in Class 4A, and then St. James, who's 5-1 with just that loss to Aquinas back in, I believe, week 2. So it should be an outstanding game. Kapaun, again, the lone unbeaten team on the western side of 4A. St. James still vying for a high seed on the eastern half of Class 5A. So Kapaun really, the test came obviously a couple weeks ago against Wichita Northwest. The Crusaders fall behind 28-0 in that one, rally all the way back and get a sort of a late stop, and then force overtime, and then win that thing 43-42 with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. It's been the ground game as you would expect under Coach Sharks. Wyatt Sullinger had a couple of first half touchdowns last week as they beat Bishop Carroll. And then Cole Rapp, their quarterback, Ken Huff out of the backfield. You talk about a guy like Cal Purvis that you can line up anywhere and be successful. So the Crusaders have it rolling. And how about they've won now 3 in a row over Bishop Carroll after losing, I think it was 27 in a row in that series prior to that. So Kapaun obviously playing very well. Going to go on the road. St. James opened that new Marion facility, the new Marion Stadium this year with a shutout of Bishop Miege, and since then they've been really good. John Hornback stepped in at quarterback for them, and he's passed for over 750 yards, 7 touchdowns. Got a good group of receivers with Alec Jett, Cordy Kirchner, and Preston Kenzaneri. And then the backfield has been, it's been Jake House out of there with over 730 yards, 9 touchdowns for him. Hornback's also a threat to run as well. At this point in the season, I think St. James has been tested a little more, and I think it's going to be a really good game. I'd probably give a slight edge to St. James at home. They've won 4 of the 7 in this series, but what a great series it's been, and I hope that the 2 teams continue to play in the future.
Big one in Silver Lake as the Eagles will play host to Osage City. Osage City off to an unbeaten start and ranked 3rd in Class 2A. Brent, we go to you on this one.
Yeah, and for the first time in a long time in this series, Silver Lake comes in looking to get a little bit of revenge. Last year when Osage City beat them 35-21, it not only won the regional title, it was the first time that they had beaten Silver Lake since 1993. The two schools obviously used to be part of the same Mid-East League, and then Osage City left when the Flint Hills League formed, and them and Mission Valley and a couple other schools, went and joined that league, leaving the Mid-East League. But they continued to play, and 18 straight times Silver Lake had beaten Osage City before last year's game. And that was just part of a great year last year for Osage City. It kind of propelled them. They made it out to the quarterfinals where they lost to Nemaha Central. But this year, Osage City comes in with almost everybody back. Now, last week they beat St. Mary's 49-14, but it was kind of a costly victory. Casey Parsons had already thrown for 2 touchdowns and run for another when he went down in the second quarter with an injury to his leg. And his status for not only this week, but for, the rest of the season, still a little bit up in the air. We don't know the extent of that injury, but, losing him is a huge thing. He's already thrown for 5,800 yards and 69 touchdowns in his career, run for over 2,500 yards, and was having just a huge season this year. 17 touchdown passes, 1,285 yards passing, another 10 touchdowns rushing. But, he goes down, and you're like, well, what is Osage going to do at quarterback? Well, Reed Silver steps in and basically does his pretty good impression of being Casey Parsons. Steps right into there and finished with 136 yards passing, threw 3 touchdown passes to Quentin Stark, who's just having a monster year at receiver for Osage City, and also ran for 132 yards. And so, Osage was only up 21-14 in that game when Parsons goes down, but Silver stepped in and they didn't miss a beat there. So that's good news for Osage that they can weather this storm and hopefully maybe get Parsons back sometime in the postseason to make another run. But Silver Lake's on a nice little roll themselves. They've got 4 straight wins after starting the season 0-2. Lost that overtime game to Rossville in the first game, and then lost to Nemaha Central in a game where Nemaha really put it to them. But it's a big one in the district. Whoever wins this more than likely is going to win that district game. But it could prove a big thing once the playoffs start as to where do you line up in the Nemaha Central Sabetha? Who's gonna face Nemaha on the way to the semifinals? Who's gonna face Sabetha in trying to get there as well? So it'll just be interesting to see what Osage City is like with or without Parsons this week.
Brent, we'll go back to you here in just a moment, but a huge one in the 8-man ranks, in 8-man Division II. You look at the Great Bend and Hayes game as maybe the top game in the state in the 11-man game, but in 8-man, this is the biggest one. Unbeaten Hanover is hosting unbeaten Axtell.
Yeah, this is actually our case of covered game of the week this week, and I'll be up in Hanover to take that one in. And, this is one of those rivalries that's just been great, especially for the last decade. I kind of hinted to it when talking about the rankings. Over the last 10 years in 8-man Division II, Hanover and Axtell have combined for 8 of the 9 state titles coming into this season, the lone exception being Osborne winning in 2021. But, Hanover had its run where it was just absolutely dominant. They won 43 straight games, which was a 8-man state record at the time, had 4 undefeated seasons in a 5-year stretch, and they were the power that be. And then in 2021, that ends when Axtell goes on the road and beats them on their home field. Isaac Detweiler steps in as a freshman quarterback for the injured Quinn Bussing that year and leads Axtell to a stunning victory. They back it up in the playoffs that year. So they not only ended Hanover's winning streak, but also their state championship streak that they had going on. And then, that was in 2019, not 2021, because Hanover comes back the next year, goes undefeated, wins a state title in 2020. And then it's Axtell's turn. That great senior class that graduated last year with Brandon Schmelze and Eli Broxterman and company, they come in the next year in 2021, and they start the streak that Axtell's currently on now. They have the 8-man state record with 58 consecutive games and 4 straight undefeated state championships. And, but this is a game where, it to me is a toss-up. Axtell's looked great, but they haven't really played that tough of a schedule. None of their opponents this year really have pushed them. The last 3 games, they've scored at least 46 points in the first quarter. Hanover, on the meantime, comes in, and they've had that test. They beat El Saline 32-8 in that season opener, and we saw what El Saline did last week in beating Little River. So, Hanover's got a little bit more tests under their belt this year, and they kind of have that Hanover swagger back. I think, they kind of lost that a little bit over the last few years. They had those quote-unquote down seasons where they were just 6-4, 6-5, 5-5. But, they got back to 8-2 last year, and they were starting to build. And this year, Coach Matt Hoyer has the second biggest team that he's had during his 21 years there. So he's got a lot of bodies, They got a lot of depth. That helps in practice, get those guys prepared. And they just kind of have regained some of that swagger that Hanover used to have anytime it took the field. And so, but Axtell, that senior class is gone, but the guys stepping up, Landon Schmitz, Colin Shaughnessy, Joe Liebarger, Wyatt Detweiler, they've been extremely efficient. Most of those guys, almost half their touches on the football on a Friday night go for touchdowns. So, they're not touching the ball a lot. They don't have gaudy stats, but when they touch the ball, it's going for a score. So it'll be interesting to see if Hanover comes out and punches them in the mouth, how Axtell's going to respond, and how can Hanover handle Axtell's variety of weapons that they put out there.
And that's going to wrap up this week's show. Special thanks to Matt Gilmore from kpreps.com and Brent Maycock from Keisha Covered, plus all of our great sponsors and all of our great listeners across the state that make this show possible. Be sure to follow Matt's work at kpreps on X, plus visit kpreps.com. See the statewide scoreboard. You can also see around the classes, statewide rankings, all of that and more, again, at kpreps.com. And you can see Brent's work at Brent, KSHSAA on X, plus all of the other talented writers Keisha Covered has at keishacovered.com. They cover everything from football to forensics and everything in between. Again, it is a busy time for all of those writers. So we've got state tennis as well as golf all taking place, and more coming here within the next couple of weeks. Again, you can see all that at KeishaCovered.com. Once again, for Matt Gilmore and Brent Maycock, I'm Sean Boston from Eagle Media in Hutchinson, saying so long. We'll talk to you next week. Enjoy week number 7 of the high school football season in the Sunflower State. You've been listening to the Kansas Kickoff Show.
Friday night football, a big 8-man Division II shootout. 2 undefeated state-ranked teams, Axtell at Hanover, plus Marysville is back home hosting Clay Sutter.
With the regular season quickly approaching its end, several teams are still jockeying for position in their respective playoff brackets, while others are on the outside looking in and hoping for their shot. The next 4 quarters may be the most important of the year to date. Jeff Wirtz back in studio as we take a look around the TVL for Week 7. We'll start with the game you have coming up here in just a bit on KNDY. Definitely the game of the week in the TVL. Some would say the game of the week in all of Kansas 8-man football. The Axtell Eagles and their 58-game winning streak with a big test tonight on the Hill in Hanover against an uber-talented Wildcats team. 2 great quarterbacks with an assortment of weapons around and defenses that have combined to allow 34 total points. These teams may be closer to one another than we've seen in the past few years coming into this contest. Like most, down to who makes that little mistake first, and want to miss a single second of the contest tonight. Axtell versus Hanover coming at the top of the hour. Everyone surrounding the Lynn Bulldog program will gladly tell you it's been a where they are right now. But those same people will tell you it is far from encounters with a strong duo themselves for the runners. The Battle of the Bulldogs, Lynn hosts Osborne tonight. They get up, brush themselves off, and if it were me, Rock Hills is 0-6 and only allowed less competitive spin on this one. But I'm looking for Clifton Clyde to just exercise those. Speaking of convincing fashion, the Frankfort Wildcats did in a 52-6 victory for Frankfort. Now 3-3 offense has put Frankfort back in the hunt, and they can close out the season well if they get by an 0-6 Wakefield Bomber team. For the Wildcat offense as he closes in on 900 yards through the air. Anderson and Henry Ketter average about 5 yards per carry and are threats to break out a big run at any point. Wake pocket and let some contribute. It might be enough to really get the Bomber offense flustered. And Frankfurt
we're getting ready to go on.
Frankfurt Wildcats hosting Wakefield.
I'm going to go check.
Next we'll go to Washington County.
Check 1, 2.
The Tigers are home taking
Tommy,
on
a little
Lakeside.
sound check real quick.
Washington County
check
bounced back
1, 2. Check
from
1,
a
2,
40
3.
losing streak to
Up there.
crush Rock Hills last week, 68-16. Gavin LeDuc ran for 171 yards and reached the end zone 6 times. And Easton Fennelson added 100 yards on 5 of 6 passing, and Washington County maybe picked up a little bit of momentum heading into this week's game against Lakeside. The Knights started 2-0 before going on a 4-game losing streak, which included being shut out by Clifton Clyde and Sylvan Lucas. A very pass-heavy offense, junior Eli Schmidt has thrown for over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns on the year, the majority of those going to wideout Kobe Klein. If the Tiger defensive backs can keep plays in front of them and not get beat on several of Lakeside's complex plays, Washington County should be just fine in this one. If confusion troubles them, things get very close in this one that interests me.
Obviously,
more
I'll do play-by-play. I'll do everything offensively.
And finally tonight,
if
there's any game that can top
chat about, sometimes I'll do that too. Like if I need to get going, because we do have all these sponsors.
Phrase, but we know the horses from Valley Heights. Right there. Aiden Unruh averaging 121 yards
total.
And 7 touchdowns.
So we got to get through all of them in the first half and then 4 extra. We should be all right.
On any
but
team.
If it plays happening, to be honest, sometimes I'll be writing stuff down.
Senior quarterback Cash side Valley Heights all night long. With 500 passing yards this season, he is also one of the leading tackles.
I'm good,
but
thank
Nick
you, though.
Kendall is the one you will see mostly tonight. Game and has 7 touchdowns. We're going to see a ton of the run game tonight in this one, so it might be the other skill positions that have to make 1 or 2 key plays in relief of Heights versus Republic County. Another awesome game tonight in the TVL. That's going to do it for me. Check out the TVL Spotlight on social media for game updates and your final score.
Go on, Dan.
MVY. Friday night featured game here on KNDY FM 95.5. We hope you're ready as high school football is to take over. I'm Max Blasky. Let's get you ready. The teams and the Friday night lights are kicking on around the state. That means it's time for another action-packed Friday night.
Of the high school football season is upon us as one of the most highly end between the undefeated Hanover Wildcats, the either game winning streak. The story has written itself since the schedule comes in the longest winning streak in the state of Kansas history to them by the hands of these Hanover Wildcats all the way back. These are 2 teams that will fight for a state title later on this season. Broadcast tonight coverage on FM at 95.5, online at kndyradio.com, as well as in our free mobile app. We are also on 66 service, the Citizen State Bank branches, Moonlight Restaurant, Sapp Brothers Petroleum, Blue Valley Technologies, Midwest Products, Eagle HVAC and Plumbing, Bruna Implement, the State Bank of Axtell, the Hanover Hospital, Axtell and Hometown Lumber, the Blue Valley Insurance Agency Company, OK Service, Western National Bank, and Inline Construction. Eric Detweiler before we'll hear Matt Hoyer as we are just under 20
midnight Monday through Saturday, and the grill is always open late. Check out Mexican Nights on Thursday with the best pizza anywhere all the time. Order by the half combo or full size with carryouts available too. Find Googs on Facebook and check out their daily specials as well as special events. Grab your friends, grab your family, or make some new friends. Where everybody knows your name, it's Googs in Hanover.
The answer is yes. Are you sick and tired of getting tackled at the 1-yard line? Is your current insurance provider not... SBS Insurance, the whole is yes.
Not everyone's going to become a Lennox dealer, so you'll be glad to know when you buy a Lennox from Hanover Electric Incorporated, you not only get the best products in the business, you also get a traditional experience in making sure your home is as comfortable as it can be. because every independent Lennox dealer must pass the Lennox Quality Dealer Standards Program, the toughest test in the industry. And what it means is you get a dealer you could always count on. Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
Well, welcome into our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week pregame coaches conversation as I sat down with head coach of the visiting Axtell Eagles tonight, Eric Detweiler. Coach, you're coming off an impressive win at St. Paul last Friday, 56-0. What did you like to see from your team in that one?
Yeah, I thought our guys come out with great energy and effort in the game, and we come out and kind of hit the ball rolling and scored right away, and then on their first possession they had to punt. And they had a bad snap, and we got the ball in the short field, and just kind of seemed like it was downhill from there. We were kind of downhill, on the short field all night long, and never really had to drive the ball too far. And so, yeah, just kind of come out rolling, and our kids played well.
Now, someone that I feel has taken a big step forward for your team this year is quarterback Wyatt Detweiler. He had a big game against St. Paul. Obviously, he's stepping into the quarterback position for the first time this year. How has he handled that transition and taken over for Brandon after so many years?
Yeah, he's obviously been on the sideline for quite a long time, and is learning the game and doing a good job of trying to read defenses, pre-snap and as the play is going on, so yeah, he's learning, all the time, getting better. But obviously, he's got a head start being on the sideline for with us for so long, and he's just doing a good job of getting better every week.
Now, talking about your team as a whole, you're coming to tonight's contest on your 58-game winning streak, but this is a team game. How has your team improved from week one of this season until now?
Well, we're just playing faster. A lot of times in the first few weeks, our kids were trying to react and think. And when you have our guys thinking all the time, a lot of times they're a little step behind or a little slow getting to the play. So I think we're just getting comfortable in our shoes and reacting and just playing with the speed that, we have.
And looking at tonight's contest, this is probably one of the most highly anticipated games throughout the state. But you two coaches, Matt Hoyer on the other side and yourself, you've matched up quite a few times over your guys' tenure. So how do you make sure that your team's prepared for maybe some wrinkles that you might get thrown at tonight?
Well, yeah, that's a tough one. You never know what to, try to outguess your coach. But obviously seeing a common opponent, for multiple times, there were several years where we played each other twice in the same season for, several years in a row. So, you try to get familiar with it, but you're always trying to put new wrinkles into your game plans. And I just tell our kids to try to adjust on the fly and be prepared for much as you can. And hopefully you can adjust as the game goes along.
And finally, as you look at Hanover, this is a deep team. They have experience. They'll play a physical style of football, too, as well. They come in undefeated just like you. So when you're looking at that Wildcats tonight, what do you need to be prepared for?
Yeah, obviously they have multiple weapons. The running backs run hard. The receivers run good routes. They're obviously extremely well coached, and they're going to run some stuff that we haven't seen. And we just kind of got to be prepared for it and react on the fly and use our athletic ability and be smart about it. Our kids are looking forward to the game, and just trying to slow them down is something that's definitely going to, propose a challenge for us.
Again, talking with Eric Detweiler, head coach of the Axtell Eagles, as he prepares for tonight's matchup versus Hanover. Don't touch that dial as we'll chat with Hanover head coach Matt Hoyer coming up on more of our Marysville Dental Care pregame conversations.
If your car says, I need fixed, call on Little Joe's Service in Axtell to fix it right. From routine maintenance to repairs of all types, Joe can serve your needs. Fast, friendly, and down-to-earth service with satisfied customers from all over the area. Turn to Little Joe's 66th Service in Axtell for any automotive repair needs. Proud supporters of the Axtell community, it's Little Joe's Service.
Banking local, always the right call. Open any personal or business checking account with Citizens State Bank and get a free CM bags, cooler, and trunk organizer. Perfect for any road trip or tailgate. Already a satisfied Citizens State customer? Tell a friend. And when they apply, you'll both get a free gift. Don't wait. Sign up or tell a friend today. For more information or details, stop by any branch of the Citizens State Bank. Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
Have an accident with your vehicle? Call Moonlight Restoration and they'll take care of you with a free estimate, and they'll turn it in to the insurance company for you. You name it, they can do it. Fender benders, auto and tractor restoration, windshield repair or replacement, sandblasting, no job is too large or too small for Moonlight Restoration. If you want quality work done by skilled technicians, call Moonlight Restoration in Axtell, Kansas. Owned and operated by Brett and Nikki Runnebaum. Call 736-2359.
Come home with independence you deserve. The Hanover Housing Authority has a place for you. Comfortable, affording housing in 1 or 2 bedroom apartments close to schools and businesses around Hanover. Apartments are income-based and applicants must pass the approval process. Live the style of life you prefer, all while staying connected to the community, offering housing solutions to Hanover and beyond. Contact the Hanover Housing Authority today and live independently together.
Welcome into our second Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week pregame coaches conversation as I sat down with the Hanover Wildcats head coach Matt Hoyer. Matt, in last Friday's game, you got a 53-6 win down at Wakefield. What most impressed you about your team in that one?
You know, I think we're definitely taking some strides forward as far as, you know, not only in the running game, but also the passing game. You know, some of the things, you know, we're not quite where we could be or not where our potential leads us, you know, on either side of the ball for that matter of fact. But I feel like we're definitely starting to, you know, see a little bit of improvement in some of the things that we've been trying to, you know, kind of focus on. And I think that's, you know, paying dividends, you know, and especially Friday night when we were able to kind of be balanced. I think it was one of those things where I think after the game, I think we were within like 3 or 4 yards of running and passing.
Now, I mentioned a lot of eyes will be on this game tonight, but you as a coach have coached in a lot of big games throughout your career. How do you make sure the boys stay focused going into tonight and not let the outside noise dictate too much what they think, what they do, and how they play?
I think the importance level of it is that our kids have to understand that it's not necessarily about this game. You know, it's still about being part of the process. I mean, is everybody looking towards this game, and is everybody, you know, viewing this game as a marquee matchup? Of course they are, but at the same time, you know, does it make or break either one of our seasons if we walk away as a loser? No. It's definitely one of those things where I've said for years and years and years, being in this part of the state, you're blessed to play such competition all the time, because once you get into November, you're usually not going to, you know, be hit with anything that you haven't seen. And I think it's really important for our kids, especially, to understand when they get there on the Friday night between 7:00 and probably 9:30, whenever, you know, it ends. You know, it's another football game. It's about how you perform. It's about doing your job. It's about playing, you know, disciplined football. It's about attention to detail, and the rest of it, you know, kind of, you know, falls into place, you know, however that might be. And I think our kids need to realize that, and our kids need to understand that when this is one of those opportunities you only get so many times.
Now, when you look at the game itself, this Axtell team is built around speed. You guys have a lot of depth and physicality, I feel. How do you plan on, A, kind of slowing down that offense, but then, B, controlling the ball and making sure you guys come out victorious?
It's going to come down to execution on both sides of the ball for us. Now, obviously, you know, it's been a long time since anybody's you know, really slowed their offense down. So I think it's going to be key for our kids to be extremely, you know, disciplined, you know, very oriented to detail. I think that we need to, you know, offensively, you know, just stay above the chains. You know, we can't get behind the sticks, and we can't, you know, have to have a lot of third and longs and stuff like that. And you know, we just have to, you know, do what we're capable of doing as athletes out on the field, and, you know, as a coaching staff as well. I mean, you don't try to do too much, you know, and just perform to your highest level, you know, each and every single play. You know, there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, and I think that it's going to be extremely important for our kids to, you know, be able to, you know, put both behind us, you know, and move on to the next play. And I think that, you know, if we do those things, I think that we have, you know, potential to be successful in some standpoints, and I think it's going to be an extremely fun atmosphere, and I think it's going to be an extremely fun game.
Again, this has been our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week pregame coaches conversation with head coach of the Hanover Wildcats, Matt Hoyer. Don't touch that dial, as a marquee matchup between Axtell and Hanover is coming up next on KNDY. Either an after-the-game stop or a midweek lunch option, head over to Ace's Bar and Grill in Axtell. Serving up juicy burgers, fresh wraps, crisp salads, or stiff drinks made just the way you like them. Whether it's a quick lunch or a night out, Ace's is your go-to spot. Open for lunch Tuesday through Friday and suppers Wednesday through Saturday. Make Ace's Bar and Grill in Axtell the place for delicious eats, great drinks, and good times. Follow the Facebook page for daily specials and menu options.
See Andy Bruna at Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover for a full line of your everyday hardware needs and all the building supplies you'll need to get the job done right. Just about anything you might need around the farm or home is found at Andy's, and always fast, friendly service when you need it. It just makes good sense to shop at Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover, Kansas, a proud Wildcat booster That's Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover.
And welcome back to the Hill in Hanover, Kansas. It is senior night here tonight for the Hanover Wildcats. A big shout out to Braylon Mine, Kyle Shoddy, Tanner Bruna, Langston Stahlbaumer, Alec Juniman, Eli Hyman, and Jaden Butler playing their last home game of the regular season here in front of this home crowd for the Wildcats. We've heard from both coaches. Now it's time to hear from my color guy here tonight. Tommy Brenniger, your first time on the mic with me here this year. Couldn't have picked a better one.
Oh, absolutely, Max. Great night for football here in Hanover. Place is packed. 6 minutes till the ball game. It's a wonderful night. As you said in pregame, the hype's living up to it. We're going to see a great matchup tonight.
There's a lot of history in this game. We talked about it already. Axtell 58-game winning streak. They ended Hanover's 43-game winning streak. But we were talking on the ride over. I think this is one of those games you throw that out. These are new teams. Axtell has been here, done it before, but Hanover has nothing to lose in this contest tonight.
No, absolutely not. The pressure's on Axtell. They do have that winning streak. But, just as everybody else is on Friday night, they're just trying to go 1-0. I don't think that they think about that week to week. They're just trying to go 1-0, the same as Hanover, same as anybody around the league. But we're in for a wonderful matchup tonight. I don't think this game is going to be won by who scores the most points. I know that sounds contradicting because that is how you win, but I think this game is going to be won defensively. Who can limit the big plays and who can get the most stops.
And when you talk about defensive, these are two of the best teams in the state of Kansas defensively. I'm going to start with Axtell. They've only allowed 14 points this season. That's 2.3 per game. Meanwhile, Hanover only 20 points allowed this season, 3.3. And we were also talking beforehand, I think this is going to be a game of A, momentum, but B, limiting your mistakes. If penalties play a game in this, if turnovers come into factor for either of these teams, that's going to be a telltale sign here this evening.
Absolutely. How long can these kids do their job for? All night long. These are two incredibly well-coached football teams, and if one of the 8 guys makes a mistake, it's going to show. It's going to show. They're both incredibly talented, but, you take 3 guys out, and it is a different football game.
It is a different football game. And 2 names we're going to say a lot here, but the quarterback matchup is absolutely enticing in this one. Wyatt Detweiler comes in scoring 24 of Axtell's 38 touchdowns on this season. 69% of the offense runs through the first-year quarterback, taking over for Brandon Schmelsley, who was an All-11 pick last year. And then Cager Cohorse for the Hanover Wildcats comes in over 600 yards on the season, completing 80% of his passing, 15 touchdowns, while leading and rushing at 270. Real quickly here, Tommy, what's going to be a key for both of these offenses in this game?
Turnovers. You cannot turn the ball over tonight. Not in a game like this. Absolutely cannot happen.
There's the keys to a game on that one. We're going to take a quick timeout for the national anthem. When we come back, it's game time between Axtell and Hanover here on KNDY.
When agricultural conservation work is needed on your farm, call Barry Bussing with Bussing Construction in Axtell, offering dozer services on terrace and waterways. Improve the value and resourcefulness of your farmland. Contact Barry Bussing today at 785-799-5205 for conservation work that'll build better practices for the future. That's Bussing Construction of Axtell, 785-799-5205. Sapp Brothers Petroleum works hard to be there for you when it matters most. Their goal is simple, to be your #1 source of propane, lubricants, and extreme premium diesel fuel. And they'll reach that goal by treating you like family and giving you service that makes you want to come back. Proudly serving Kansas with locations in Blue Rapids and Hanover, Sapp Brothers thanks all of their current customers. If you're not a current customer, call the winning team at Sapp Brothers locations in Blue Rapids and Hanover today for all of your propane and fuel needs.
Donut Day is coming! Donut Day? What's that? Free donuts for Blue Valley customers.
October is National Cooperative Month, and Blue Valley Technologies is here to celebrate. Swing by on Friday, October 24th, before work or school for donuts, coffee, and hot apple cider. Drive through our west parking lot from 7 to 10 a.m. The first 25 people through get a free stocking hat.
Let's go. From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation.
I breathe heavy.
Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Nothing beats a national anthem under the lights of Friday night as Week 7 of the high school football season is ready to kick off between Axtell and Hanover. The hype is here. It is finally game time, and as someone told me before, this is the only game that farmers are going to stop combining this time of year to come over to this one. Axtell's going to be in their road whites. As you said earlier, Tommy, crisp is how we're going to play them. Top whites, top or white on top, and bottom white helmets with the Axtell Eagle on top. Hanover on the other side. They will be in their patented Hanover blue uniforms with red numbers front and back outlined in white helmets with the Wildcat on the side. So I don't think we can anticipate or hype this one up anymore as we get ready for kickoff here. We were talking about our keys before the game. This is a contest, though, that has been one-sided the last couple years. Axtell has won the last 3, outscoring Hanover 176-26 over the last 16 meetings between these two coaches, as these are two of the longest tenured coaches in the TVL. Matt Hoyer, 21 years. Eric Detweiler, 13 years. Hanover has 9 wins, won the first 7. Axtell has the last 7 wins. And when you talk about the pageantry of both of these teams, 8 of the last 10 8-man Division II titles have come from either of these squads. This is the best of the best, and really glad to see Hanover back at this level.
Absolutely, Max. You know, not just the longest tenured coaches in the TVL right now. These are Kansas Hall of Fame guys going at it tonight, battling it out on the gridiron. You know, we can't hype this game up anymore. You know, we talked on the way over here. Even if we weren't doing the radio, we were coming over here tonight. This game, as soon as the schedule came out, we were coming here. You know, Hanover 8-2 last year. They took one from a really good Frankfort team during the regular season, and they were young, and you knew, hey, yes, 8-2 is a great season, but you know next year that they're coming. Well, you know Hanover's coming. They're back. They'd been down a little bit, but Hanover is back.
And we talked about the expectations too. Hanover, the expectations every year are a winning season. This team, again, not that far off from a 500 season, but these teams have the first opportunity to show what they're made of. Axtell will receive the first kickoff, which is interesting to me. They elected to receive. They've had 7 returns all season.
Hanover won the toss and deferred.
Interesting.
Yes, Hanover won the toss and deferred to the second half. So they'll get the choice at halftime, but Axtell's going to receive this opening kickoff.
Both coaches are Hall of Famers. They both expect Wrinkles. Wrinkles right there to kick it off. Back to receive is Landon Schmitz, who we'll talk about here in just a little bit, and Wyatt Detweiler. This one's going to land right at the goal line. Actually, it's Colin Shaughnessy taking this one at the 10, upside inside the 15, tries to break a tackle, and we're going to start at the 20-yard line. So starters for Axtell offensively. Up front, it's the big boys, Logan Sandman, Lucas Talbot, and Riley Hazenkamp, a junior, senior, and junior respectively. Out on the outside, Abram Costel, the 5'11", 165-pound senior, and Colin Shaughnessy, the top receiver in this squad, wearing number 4. Quarterback Wyatt Detweiler, in the backfield, Joe Leibarger, and the speedy Landon Schmitz out there kind of in that slot back position. Axtell will get started working north to south as we see it on a beautiful evening for high school football. Detweiler will be in the pistol with Leibarger to his backside. Ball will start at the 19-yard line. It's going to be speed option here near side. Detweiler runs into the teeth of that Hanover defense and stopped for a short gain. And this Hanover defense is for real this season.
Yeah, I believe that Hanover has a size matchup in this. You look down there, they have more kids on the sideline, and there are bigger bodies out there on the field. What does your sheet say? Is it 208 across the board on the defensive line for Hanover?
Yes.
That's
pretty big.
That is big. It is big.
Pretty big for Hanover. Yeah, the 3 boys up front for Hanover. Tanner Bruna, Eli Hyman, and Cooper Bruna here tonight. From the pistol, again, 2nd down and 7. They gave him 3 on that run. Ball at the 22-yard line. Detweiler, middle of the field, looking back to pass, and he's going to be sacked down at the 10-yard line. Coming up with a huge sack is that Hanover defense.
There comes the size from that D-line, number 13, Tanner Bruna. Quarterback Detweiler had no time to even make a read. Bruna was back there almost right as he got the snap.
And a switch around for that. Detweiler. Bruno's been lining up on the left defensive end. He was on the right defensive end, and that one coming from Detweiler's backside. So now a loss of, quick math, 6 on that one for Wyatt Detweiler. A long third down for Axtell. They're not used to this. Third down and 17 from their own 3. It's going to be trips to the left side. Detweiler alone. Pump fakes on the short screen. Now looking back to pass. He's going to be flush left. Still looking for someone. He's going to dance out and maybe get a yard or 2. But Hanover comes up with the big first third down stop of the night. And this might be the first punt for Axtell all season long.
You're going to have to punt here, Max. You're deep in opponent territory. You've got 16 yards to pick up a first down. That Hanover defense is all over the field right now. He didn't have any time. He had time to throw. That there's a secondary right there. They have everybody covered.
Absolutely. There is a secondary for a reason. Back to return for Hanover.
Looks like number 17.
Number 17 standing there. Langston Stahlbaumer will take this one into the night air at his own 30-yard line. He's going to try and get to the left side. Looking for a Seaman. He's got one down the sideline. Punter to beat, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds right at the 30 by the punter, Wyatt Detweiler. So Hanover gets the first big stop of the game, and now it's their turn offensively.
Yeah, he had all the time to room there. The coverage was 15 yards away when he caught that punt. Hanover's going to have a 30-yard field for their first possession of the ball game.
So offensively for Hanover in this one up front, Eli Hyman, Max Dragiston, and Tanner Bruna. Kadrick Cohorse, the man that runs the show at quarterback. Out wide, Braylon Mine and Langston Stahlbaumer with Brody Sologic and Alec Juniman out there. Cooper Bruna will also get some run at running back. Hanover will start at their opposing 30-yard line. It's going to be a run by Bruna. He's going to stumble forward for some hard, tough yardage there. And I believe that was actually Juniman, but good positive yardage on the first down.
Yeah, number 18, Alec Juniman. You were talking about him on the way over, Max. You said he gets a lot of the carries, and I can see why. He shot out of the backfield. He was full speed by the time he got to the line of scrimmage. Look for a big night for 18, Alec Juniman.
And what's so impressive with this Hanover offense is Juniman's your power back. You now have Cooper Bruna in there as your speed back on second down and 6. Nothing here. 9 minutes left to play. First quarter action. Cohorse will be under center with the I formation behind him. Mine out wide to the right. It's going to be a pitch to the speedy Bruna trying to catch the edge right side. Has a little bit of a seam. Bowls over Hanover or an Axtell defender right at about the 20-yard line. Be close to a first down on a second down and 6. We'll see if the officials give it to him. They're going to call him just short.
Great run there out of the I formation. Hanover's going to seem to switch it up a lot between the gun and the I form, where you're going to see Axtell primarily out of the shotgun all night.
Can Hanover draw first blood here in this one? I formation again on a third down and short. Now pitch left side here. Sweet Bruna trying to get there. He's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Wyatt Detweiler coming up with a big stop, and it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Yeah, incredible open field tackle there by Detweiler. He's actually going to lose about a yard to a half a yard there. Maybe about 4th and 2 for Hanover coming up here, but it's absolutely go for it.
So just like we were expecting, right? 4th down, so start the game. 4th down and 2 from the Axtell 22. I formation near side hash, and it's going to have to be a timeout by head coach Matt Hoyer as his team wasn't ready for that one. We'll take it with them. We're back in 60 seconds here to Hanover and Axtell as we're looking for our first score of the game. 8 minutes left to play, first quarter.
If you have plumbing, electrical, heating, or air conditioning service needs, call on the team at Eagle HVAC and Plumbing. Tyler and the crew can handle any project from backups, lights out, or heating and air conditioning service. With quick, friendly service to Axtell and all surrounding communities on both new and existing construction. Eagle HVAC also stocks a full line of name brand appliances, and they offer excavation work as well. Turn to Eagle HVAC and Plumbing of Axtell. Find them on Facebook.
3 and out.
We're back here on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week. Like Tommy was just saying there, 3 and out by Axtell. Let me see here real quick. I thought I had the stat beforehand. Third down conversions, they were 7 for 13 coming into the season, so only 54%, and Hanover got one big on the first drive.
They did. I couldn't imagine that Axtell's gone 3 and out yet this year. I mean, obviously not. I mean, they haven't punted.
Yep.
But, I would imagine that on their first drive of the game, they haven't seen 4th down.
No.
The Hanover defense was absolutely ready. So
now it's the Hanover offense's turn. 4th down and 2 from the Eagle 22. Mine will motion, Kadrick will motion Mine right to left. It's going to be swing pattern right side. Cooper Bruna. He's going to get dribbled out of bounds, but good enough for the first down. Wyatt Detweiler hit him behind the line, but the power of Cooper Brunin just kept those legs moving and picked up a big first down.
Yep. Detweiler was on an island there by himself, and he did what he could, but there's a definite size advantage there, Bruno over Detweiler. He did his best, but it's going to be a first down, Hanover.
And we see why Cadric Cohorse 80% on the season, an easy swing pass out to the right side there on that one. So a fresh set of down for the Wildcats. Still looking for our first score here. 4:40 left to play first quarter. Ball on the far hash. 2 receivers to the left. It's going to be an option as Cohorse will keep this one. He's going to pick up a few yards in the teeth of that Axtell defense and brings up a second down and medium. As Tommy said, 7:24 left to play. Apologies on that.
Yeah, design quarterback run there for Cohorse. He got a few, but the hole just wasn't there.
And I think good point for them, the Axtell defense, too. They're going to play a two-man front here tonight. Abram Costal and Logan Salmon up front. Linebackers are going to be important. Bill Leibarger, Colin Shaughnessy, and Lucas Talbot are going to be a big key to this game. So 2-yard pickup brings up second down and 8. Ball middle hash swing pattern here near side to mine. He's looking for the end zone. He's going to get ridden out of bounds close to the first down marker as Leibarger pushes him out of bounds. But Hanover, we were talking about it coming over, just methodical now in this drive after forcing Axtell to punt on their first possession.
Yeah, so far Hanover has no interest in taking shots. They don't need to. They can take these short games, nickel and diamond. They want to put a drive together, get time off the clock.
6-yard pickup there for Mine, his first catch of the night, leading receiver too for the Wildcats here this year. 391 yards and 9 touchdowns so far through 6 games. Spread formation with Cadric in the shotgun. It's going to be a give to Cooper Brunin. He's looking to dance up the middle into the 5 and spun down there. Big first down, and now a first down and goal to go from inside the 5 as Hanover looks to strike first in this one.
Yeah, whatever Hanover's wanting to do right now is working. Like I said, they haven't taken any shots, but they haven't needed to. They started with the ball at the 30-yard line, so only 30 yards to pick up a touchdown. They picked up. Is this their third first down of the drive now?
Their third first down.
Their first down of the drive, and they've chewed over half this quarter off the clock.
As I say, got the ball with 9:43 at 6:30 left to play here in the first. Cohorse will be in the shotgun, 1 receiver each side with Bruna behind him in the eye. Linemen go down. Set middle of the field, Mine in motion left to right. Gives it off to Bruno right up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed for a loss. The middle of that Axtell defense comes up big on a first down stop from the 5.
Yep, great line play by number 31, Lucas Talbot there. He kind of blew that play up. He pushed his man back in, and the running back ran into him for a loss. That's a huge play for Axtell right there.
Huge play to try and put Hanover behind the sticks. If you're just joining us, Axtell was forced in a 3-and-out, their first possession, their first punt of the season. Hanover elected to receive the second half kickoff, gave the ball to Axtell, but it's worked out here in their favor so far. But Hanover, just as soon as they get into the red zone, this Axtell defense looking strong.
Yep, number 34, Cooper Bruna in the game for Hanover as opposed to number 18, Alec Juneman. Look for him to get the ball here.
Cohorse in the shotgun, Mine motions right to left. Defense flows with him. Cohorse is going to pick up a handful as he gets maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Now 3rd down and 5 here. Tommy, we've seen them go inside. We've seen them try and get outside on a few sweeps. What do you go now here on 3rd down and goal to go from the 6?
If I'm them, I'm going back to the swing pass. If I'm Matt Hoyer, I'm going back to the swing pass. I just picked up the majority of their yards right here. They've been kind of doing some misdirection stuff instead of some direct handoffs earlier in the drive, and the direct handoffs seem to be working, but you got to try different things. This first drive, you're already in scoring territory, so see what's working.
Opportunity here for our first score of the game. Just under 5 minutes left to play in this one. Cohorse will be in the shotgun with Bruna to his left hip. Man in motion is Mine from the left to the right. Cohorse looking that way. Ball on the ground. It's caught at the 1. Catch at the 6-inch line is going to be the call from the officials. So now a 4th down and about a half a length of the football here to go for the Wildcats. I'm sure we'll see them go for it.
What an incredible catch by number 4, Braylon Mine. I thought that ball hit the ground. He went down, he dove for it, snatched the ball off the ground, giving Hanover every chance to put the ball in. Like Max said, it's 6 inches for a touchdown here.
Big, heavy-set I formation here for the Wildcats. Cohorse under center. It's quarterback sneak. He tries to fall forward. He bounces, gets away from it, and a 1-yard touchdown run by Kedrick Cohorse is going to be how we get this contest started in favor of the Hanover Wildcats.
That's incredible awareness by Kedrick Cohorse there. It was a design quarterback sneak. It wasn't there. He was pumping, spun it out, went to the outside, to the near side of the field here, and got 6 for his team.
And I think you're right.
Great
there.
heads-up play.
He was stopped there, dead to rights on that quarterback.
Yep, he didn't have it. And he bounced it out and gave his team every chance. That's great awareness.
Cohorse on that first drive, 3 for 3 for 15 yards, and that beautiful slant pattern to Braylon Mine to set him up on that 4th down. Now 2-point conversion. It's going to be empty set. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Cohorse will be alone in the backfield. He takes the shotgun, waiting for the shotgun snap. There it is, rush 3. Cohorse steps up. He throws this off his back foot into the end zone, knocked away by the Axtell defense, coming up with a big stop there, and that's going to keep our score 6-0 here through the first quarter. Hanover strikes first in this top-ranked matchup in the state. You're listening to the Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week. We'll be back after 60 seconds here after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Coach Eric Detweiler of the Axtell High School, and you're listening to Axtell Eagle Football on KNDY.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff at Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it, always dedicated to their customers. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations, and they know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. With locations in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and Humboldt, Nebraska. Stop by or give them a call today.
Max Blasky back here on KNDY, Blue Valley Channel 3 TV and their YouTube channel, joined by Tommy Berniger on my left. Don't want to miss a minute of this action. Hanover strikes first, 6-0 here, 4:07 left to play first quarter. Back to receive for the Axtell Eagles on the north end of the end zone. It will be Cullen Shaughnessy and Landon Schmitz. I mentioned it earlier. Landon has that right thumb taped up pretty good. Had an injury a couple weeks ago. We've yet to see his speed. Of course, as Axtell went 3 and out on their first possession. This kickoff will be taken by Shaughnessy. He's looking for a little room here near side. He's going to put his head down. We've got a flag thrown, and this will probably be in the vicinity of a holding on the kickoff team, or kick return team.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, Max, because you're going to have 1st and 10, and you're going to have 70 yards to go, being at the 10-yard line. About the 10, it might be the 11 or 12, but a 10-yard penalty.
Holding from Eppert and the crew is going to go on the Axtell Eagles, and that is a surprise. Axtell only averaging about a penalty and a half per game so far this season. So both drives now for Axtell have started inside their own 10-yard line. That's something this team is not familiar with here this season.
Yeah, Max, they're going to have about 68 yards to go, it looks like. That's a long way to go, and, going 3 and out. Last drive, you got to get some momentum here if you're Axtell offensively.
Ball will start at their own 12-yard line. Detweiler will be in the shotgun with Leibarger behind him in the pistol. It's going to be a fake to him, option left side. Bill Leibarger is going to get a left side. Good block on the outside. Leibarger getting to that outside 30-yard line, and a big chunk of change there for the Axtell offense, and maybe that'll get that packed sideline over there rocking and rolling.
Yeah, Axtell's got people end zone to end zone. The grandstand's filled over there. They always travel great. Of course, right now, option to the far side of the field on that last play. That's what Axtell likes to do. They like to run that speed option. They like to get the ball out to their fast guys on the edge.
And they are fast. They are explosive. Leibarger averaging over 11 yards per carry. Landon Schmitz over 13. And Detweiler in the backfield 10. So very explosive. Now they're going to be on the far hash, working left to right as we see it. Detweiler in the pistol. And
we're going to have a false start on number 4, Colin Shaughnessy. I'm surprised this side judge didn't call that, but George Ebert, the white hat tonight, he saw it. He threw it.
Shaughnessy out there on the outside is going to be pegged for that one. Looking at this Hanover defense here real quick up front, it's going to be Eli Hyman, Max Dragiston, Tanner Bruna, Cooper Cooper Bruna up front, Brody Sologic, Cager Cohorse at the linebacker positions, and Lanston Stahlbomber, Braylon Mine, and Hunter Kiekefer will be there for the back end of this Hanover defense. It's already forced the first punt of Axtell offense here this season. So now first down and 15 from their own 23. Option near side, late pitch to Liebarger. He's trying to catch the edge. He won't get there. He's going to be driven out of bounds, believed by Hunter Kiekefer. Not much happening on that option.
That Hanover defense is just flowing to the ball like crazy tonight. They're sniffing out everything. They're switching in between a 2 and a 3-man front. Hanover's going to refuse to get beaten deep tonight. That they're not going to lose that way. There's no way. That's how Axtell. I said Axtell likes to spread it out with the run game, but they also like to take shots downfield. And I don't think that Matt Hoyer's going to let his defense get beat that way tonight.
And we mentioned in the opening, this has statistically been an Axtell team that has the upper hand, but these kids on Hanover has seen this offense, so big part for them. Second down and 13 now for Axtell. Straight drop back to pass. Detweiler across the middle, caught by Shaughnessy, but he's going to pay the price as Hunter Kiekefer laid him to the turf. But now a third down and long upcoming for this Axtell offense.
Incredible open field tackle there by number 11, Hunter Kiekefer. He was right there, made a great hard hit, a safe hit. That you can't not play defense any better in today's age in football than what he just did right there. He gave his team another chance for a long third down. Great defense.
And the first pass there for the Axtell Eagles might go to the air here again. Haven't heard Landon Schmidt's name. He's out wide over on the far side in the slot back position. Third down and 7 from their own 33. Schmidt and Mosen in front of Detweiler. It's going to be a fake to him. Now option Liebarger. He's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage, and another fourth down upcoming for this Axtell offense. That one didn't look good from the get-go.
Now, just an absolute swarm of blue jerseys over there. I can't reiterate enough how well Hanover is flowing to the football. They're seeing everything that's happened. They're not falling for the motion away from the play to the fakes. You know, they're right there.
Axtell defense has been the story so far here in this one. Moved from the 33 to the 34-yard line on the 1-yard run by Joe Liebarger. Got a good burst on the first play of this drive, but now Axtell threatening to punt this one again, trailing 6-0 here, 2:25 left to play, first quarter action. Axtell taking a lot of time here in the huddle to get this fourth down play called. Ball's going to be on the left.
Judge has got his hand up. He's waving his hand now. Axtell's got to get in. They're going to take a timeout.
So Axtell took too long on that play call. They took a timeout. We'll take it with them. Fourth down and 5 for the Eagles when we come back here on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week.
The State Bank at Axtell is synonymous with quality and integrity in the banking business. Financing for your home, for your farm, or your small business. Contact the loan officers if you need money, or if you're putting money away for something special, or just saving for a rainy day. Visit with the professionals at the State Bank of Axtell. They're federally insured, member FDIC, the State Bank of Axtell.
Don't know why you'd want to turn off of this one, but if you're looking for some more high school football action, FM 94.1, Bruce Dierken and Mike will have the call as the Marysville Bulldogs look for their first win of the season against winless Chapman at home. But right here, we've got a fourth down and 5 for Axtell, their second fourth down already of this contest. And they're going to get right back at it. They had to take a timeout because they couldn't get squared away on the last play call in. Now they're ready to rock and roll.
This place is loud, Max.
There's a lot of student section noise coming from this Hanover crowd. Detweiler back to pass, pressured right up the middle. He's going to get out of it. Now rolls to his left. He's going to sneak in for the first down and a little bit more. A headsy run there as he was dead to rights in the backfield as it was Cager Cohorse that was looking for the kill shot.
Yeah, play the game offensively for Axtell up to this point. Play the game defensively for Hanover up to this point. You know, that was a scramble. That was a broken play. That was a broken play. They were looking to pass. Nobody opened. This Hanover secondary doing a great job of keeping the speedy Axtell receivers covered up.
An 11-yard pickup there for Wyatt Detweiler. He's going to move him over to the Hanover side of the 40. 35-yard line. Detweiler will be in the pistol. He's got Liebarger right behind him. He's going to look back to pass. That quarterback run right up the middle. Positive yardage for Axtell. I think that's going to be a key right now in this drive. Just get positive yardage. Settle down this team if you're Eric Detweiler.
Yep. Put a drive together. Don't look for your quick score. Keep the chains moving.
Absolutely.
Keep the chains moving. Keep the clock moving. just get first downs.
Yep.
You know, they're close to being in really good scoring position here.
This is going to be a long game. It's going to be the longest game I think either of these teams have played this season, except maybe Saline and Hanover. Detweiler back to pass. This one's tipped at the line.
Batted down. Back to that Hanover defensive line.
Big.
I believe that to be number 3, Brody Sedlogic. Batted that down. He might not have batted it down, but he was on the pressure. I think that was number 40, Eli Hyman, in the middle playing nose tackle, who got that batted down. And he looks like he's struggling out there. I don't know if that batted down pass hurt his finger or what, but he looks like he's kind of struggling out there.
Go up, maybe you take a shot to the midsection, unfortunately. We know how that one hurts.
Yeah.
And then 3rd down and 6 now for the Axtell. Detweiler in the pistol again. He's got Liebarger behind him. Detweiler back to 4th down upcoming for this Axtell offense.
Great defense by number 4, Braylon Mine there on the completion of Liebarger. But what a pass by Wyatt Detweiler. He threaded that thing. He really wasn't open. That was an out route to the wide side of the field. That's a long throw. That's a tough throw. And a great throw.
So now a 4th down and 1. I mentioned it a little bit ago. We still have not heard Landon Schmidt's name. Of course, dealing with a thumb injury. We're going to have to see where he lines up here in this one. He's going to be out wide in the slot, tagged along with Abram Costal. It's going to be near side hash for Detweiler. The 2nd, 4th down of this drive. Detweiler trying the hard count. He's going to go quarterback power right up the middle, just lays his shoulder down and picks up a 1st down for the Axtell Eagles. And a big play here right before the quarter ends, too.
Yeah, but he picked that up pretty easily. He was taking that ball all the way off guard. And then in the 8-man game, off guard to the near side of the field here. Easy pickup for Axtell, moving the chains, getting themselves close to the end zone.
3-yard pickup will move this up to the Hanover 23-yard line. Axtell's going to huddle and try and get another play off here with 20 seconds left in this drive. 6-0 is our score as Hanover leading here from the hill in Hanover. 10 seconds now on the clock. Detweiler in the pistol. Schmidt's behind him. It's going to be option left side. Detweiler keeps this one. He's going to fall forward for a few as Schmidt's kind of puts his hands up. Not happy he didn't get that ball, and I agree. He had some room over on that far side.
Yeah, he had plenty of room to run. That was to the far side of the field. He had it. It was 2-on-2. The blocking was there. He could have got to the end zone maybe. I mean, Landon Schmidt is one of the fastest guys in the game right now. Track star. Been pitched. That they're going to want that one back. Look at film.
That could have been the one.
Back.
We're going to go to the 1st quarter break. Hanover leading this one. East Kansas. Go to MarysvilleDentalCare.com to book and receive the dental care you deserve. Hanover Wildcats 6, Axtell Eagles nothing but driving when we're back after this timeout.
Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, providing high-quality coverage and service, all at a competitive premium cost. Mutual has offered homeowner, farm owner, business owner, fire, and see your local agent representing Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance about the various insurance products offered by going online at BFMI.
B&D Building. Give them a call for stud frame buildings with complete concrete, tilizing, and post frame building construction. Call D&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-7. D&D Buildings at 785-294-01.
It's at 6-0 at Axtell, though, on a 2nd down and 7. Finally in the hand of Landon Schmitz on the end around. Gets a little space, breaks one tackle into the 5, dragging men right to the end zone, and 19.5-yard pickup for Landon Schmitz, and there's that explosiveness we were looking for.
Yep, there we were waiting for it, and there it was. That's your best player, getting him in space. You know, Landon Schmitz is a senior, but he has contributed to all 3 of the state titles that he's been involved in. You know, he has been a key contributor to this football team in their long streak.
He has been a huge contributor here. We were talking about it right before break. He was a little frustrated he didn't get that ball, so give it right back to your man. First, the 6-inch line for Axtell, looking to respond to Hanover's 1st quarter score. Detweiler in the pistol. He's just going to go right up the middle for the touchdown. Axtell Eagles, a 1-yard run by Wyatt Detweiler.
Yep. Get yourself right back in the game. You know, I kind of when Axtell had twins to the far side of the field, Well, Hanover's was loaded up over here on the near side of the field. You know, it was 2-on-2, and there was nobody else over there on the far side. So
that's why I got you along. Give us the thoughts that I don't always catch, right? So Axtell answers back the first quarter score by Hanover. 2-point conversion now pending for the Eagles, and this might be where this game is won or lost on the 2-point conversions. Yep. Lining up at quarterback is going to be Colin Shaughnessy. Wyatt Detweiler way behind the line of scrimmage on the right side with trips. It's going to be Leibarger in motion, and quarterback power by Colin Shaughnessy is no good, and that's going to hold Axtell. And our score here, 6-6 with 11:24 left to play in the second quarter. We're going to take another quick out. This game keeps marching along on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week between Hanover and Axtell.
Main Street Market in Hanover is a supporter of all Wildcat athletics. Stay up to date on all the new deals, sales, and more by visiting their Facebook page. Stop by and check out everything they have for your next gathering, family event, or game day. When holidays roll around, don't fret. Main Street Market has you covered. Everything you need to keep the family full and happy. That's the Main Street Market hometown grocery store.
This is Coach Brad Hoyer from Hanover, and you are listening to Wildcat Football on 95.5 KNDY.
Mike Tommy said before, future Hall of Famer Matt Hoyer hoping to get his offense back out there. Tommy, we were talking a little ride coming over. We thought this might be a 40-something game, but right now 6-6 just started the second quarter. Defense has ruled here in this one.
Absolutely, they have, absolutely. And, you know, in different ways, Hanover is driving the ball down the field. They're looking to take up that clock, and Axtell's making the plays that they need to make.
6-6 here as Detweiler will send this, or excuse me, it's going to be Landon Schmidt sends this one into the night air, taken in the back of the end zone in a kickoff. So I'll let you finish that thought real quick about the defenses.
Well, you know, Axtell's doing their job defensively, making plays when they need to make the plays. The Hanover defense is making Axtell work their tails off offensively. You know, some of their two best plays have been broken plays. I guess there's a long Leibarger run on the option, but that big Detweiler fourth down was huge. And then the Landon Schmitz on the jet sweep, getting your best player out in space.
And, you know, I think this is everything we've cracked it up to be so far, though, here in this one. So Hanover, will take over at the 11:24 mark at their own 15-yard line. Cohorse will be in the backfield. It's going to be a give-off to Juneman up the middle as I believe he breaks a tackle. He stays on his feet up past the big run there for this Hanover offense, a pickup of about 15 yards.
Yeah, Alec Juneman runs hard. He's got hard to bring down. You know, they're trying to tackle him, and he's spinning out. He's spinning out. You can't ask much more from a running back.
That is going to be a pickup of 16 there for Alec Juneman, the longest run for Hanover. So now quickly up to the line. First down and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Shotgun formation, receiver right and left. Mind in motion, left to right. Little fake to him. Now swing pass out here, trying to get him in space. He stiff arms a man. We get ridden out of bounds, though. Levi Lucas Talgan. Yep, we're going to get a horse collar. A third accepted penalty on Axtell here tonight.
You know, that's a tough penalty. It was a clear penalty, but on that swing pass here to the near side, number 31, Lucas Talbot was the only Eagle in sight. Yep. You know, that I don't think that would have went for 6, but that would have went for 20.
Yes, so absolutely.
You take it. That's like getting pass interference on a clear touchdown throw. You got it. It's not a bad penalty. It's really not. It's frustrating. It's unfortunate, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that that's a bad penalty.
Huge field possession change, though, as it goes from the Axtell about 34-yard line, or the Hanover 34-yard line, all the way up to the Axtell 29-yard line. So just like that, Wildcats are in enemy territory. Again, 6-6 score here from Hanover. 10:49 left to play until half. Coming up at half, we will have Tommy's Popcorn Review, just as we do with Quentin every week. Shotgun formation here for Cohorts. It's going to be option left side. He's going to keep this one, splits the defense up the middle, picks up about 4, and we'll bring up a second down and medium. And Hanover just taking what Axtell's given them at this point.
They are, and they're absolutely fine with that, and they should be absolutely fine with that. You know, number 11 for Axtell, Logan Salmon. You know, he was there. You know, he was playing on the near side of the field. The play went to the far side of the field, but he did not crash down. He kind of took a big loop around. I think he could have got him for a loss if he would have crashed down.
And Logan Sandman, one of those players we haven't mentioned a lot, but a big body up there for Axtell as he goes 6'5",
Axtell,
195.
one down lineman right now.
That's going to be a pitch here near side. Now an end around. That's going to be Hanover's Hunter Kiecaver trying to get in space from right to left. And all that trickery for about 4 yards, but he keeps going over on the far sideline. He was stopped about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage and picks up about 8 or 10.
That was a great run. What number was that again? Hunter Kiecaver. Great run. Kept his feet moving. He was all but stopped by number 12. Wyatt Detweiler in the backfield. That would have been a loss of 6 or 7. He was right there, but he missed the tackle. Great job by Kike for keeping his feet moving, getting upfield, and not trying to extend it to the sideline.
Probably one of the stronger kids in the TVL by pound. What was a loss of 3 turns into a gain of 9 and a first down for Hanover. Far hash here as the Wildcats work left to right as we see it. One receiver each side with Cooper Bruna in the backfield. Kedrick's going to keep this one up the middle. Stays on his feet somehow. Now dances 5-10.
Oh, wow.
Touchdown Hanover Wildcats. A 16-yard run by Kedrick Cohorse, his second TD of the night.
What a great job by Cohorse by keeping his eyes up, watching where he was in the field. He broke 3 tackles on that. I wouldn't say he broke them, but he made 3 guys miss. Stiff arm, juke. Stiff arm and a juke. It's an incredible run there by Cohorse. And what more can you ask from your quarterback, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And that lower body strength of him. He only goes about 5'8", but he just runs low to the ground.
Yeah. He looks really smooth running the football.
So now a 2-point conversion here as Hanover takes the lead 12-6. It's going to be a give to Judeman up the middle. He's going to be stopped short, and it's going to stay 12-6 here with the no good on 2-point conversion.
You know, Max, there's a good chance that these teams are going to go score for score till to the end, but who can pick up the 2-point conversions?
Yep.
You know, we both scored 4 touchdowns, but who picked up their 2-point conversions? And this game very well may come down to who picks up.
3 for 4 versus 1 for 2. Absolutely. Second time out. When we come back, it's Axtell back on the offensive here on KNDY.
In order to succeed, an organization needs to have a commitment to honesty, integrity. These 3 core values dictate everything they do at Ag Partners Co-op. When Ag Partners recommends to their growers certain practices, products, or services, it's because they know them and stand behind them. Going the extra mile, working after hours, helping producers when they need it. Call Ag Partners Co-op in Seneca, St. Mary's, or Hiawatha to become a part of their family. Ag Partners, your partners in ag, with honesty, integrity, and teamwork.
Shirts are off for the Hanover student section as it is Get Down, or what, I can't even remember the song.
Turn down for what? I had some help by the lyrics.
I think
we were in. Oh, yeah. This Hanover student section's turned up right now. They're ready to go.
It is a raw student section on both sides here tonight. It's Hunter Kiecaver will send this one off to Colin Shaughnessy and Landon Schmidt standing in the south end zone. It's 12-6. Hanover in the lead. 9:49 left to play here before halftime. Kiecaver sends this one off down the back of the end zone. Great kick, absolutely. Keep it away from the speedy returners there for Axtell, because coming into this contest, Axtell had 7 kickoff returns. They've had 2 return for touchdowns. So that's an extra part of this game that Hanover's just taken away so far.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Axtell football the last several years. You know, I've got a lot of ties there, and they have scored a lot of points off special teams during their run. A lot of points off special teams. And you can limit a team to not scoring on special teams. It's a lot easier to win a football game.
And another long field here for Axtell to go. Probably the longest, or I guess most times they've had to start their own 15 so far this season. Here's a little give to Landon Schmitz. He had some space over on the right side, but Hanover does a good job of closing that lane down fairly quickly. First down and 10 now turns into about a second down and medium.
There's that Hanover defense taking their lanes. Everybody doing their job, going to the right spot. You know, they're not all trying to go to the runner. There are guys 3-4 yards downfield ready to clean up the scraps.
And what a good job. We talked about it coming to a little kind of like sweep motion, a little pitch pass, I guess, if you want to call it. And Hanover stayed in their lane. 2nd down and 7 from their own 18. Axtell will be on the far hash. 2 receivers here near side. Detweiler's going to run near side. Leibarger's going to get the early pitch, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds. Bounces off one, and then picks up a 1st down for the Eagles. Something I'm noticing, too, Detweiler is getting rid of this ball quick on these options here tonight.
He is. He's pitching it a little bit before, right at the line of scrimmage, and I've kind of noticed he's pitching with 2 hands, too.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, obviously ball security is going to be a huge key here in this one. But
yeah, you cannot turn the ball over in this game. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. So now a 1st down and 10 to go from the Hanover Axtell 26-yard line. Near side hash is where Detweiler will get started. He's going to be alone in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 here. Going to be Schmitz near side. Detweiler hands out, takes this snap, looks to the right, looking for a man on the wheel pattern. He throws it, no one's there. Hanover came up big on that one.
Yeah, that Hanover defensive line. Detweiler had time to throw, but they were in his face, and it was overthrown. I don't know if he really had a chance at catching that ball. It landed a couple yards out of bounds.
Say the safety in the corner back there, safety Braylon Mine. I think that's Hunter Keaton. No, that's going to be Lanson Stahlbomber over there on the far sideline, I believe. Excellent position. So now 2nd down and 10 here for Axtell. Again, field position is a position they're not accustomed to driving the length of this field, and Hanover's defense is looking strong here early on. 12-6 is our score as Hanover leads this one. Just under 9 minutes left until halftime. Detweiler in the backfield with Leibarger here near side, Kostel and Schmitz. He's going to look right side. Now he's going to look to escape the pocket, and he's going to be dragged down for a 2nd sack of the night. Big Eli Hyman in there.
Number 40, Eli Hyman.
Huge sack for the Hanover defense as they're able to get all over the Axtell Eagle offensive line.
Good job by Detweiler. They're making sure he doesn't give up a fumble. I really, for a second there, it looked like that ball could come out. But wow, what a great swarm by the Hanover defensive line. They are just all over him.
And this Hanover defense, like we mentioned, for real. Both of these teams come in allowing under 20 points on the season. Axtell 14, Hanover right at 20, but 8 of those in a first contest out of the gate versus El Saline. El Saline looks like one of the top teams in Class 1A Division I. They defeated the Cardinals 32-8. So Hanover a little more tough tested here early in the season. 3rd down and 26 from the Eagle 20-yard line. Detweiler in the backfield. He's going to roll out right. Now throwback pass to Shaughnessy here near side, looking for a block, and he stumbles and falls down after a short pickup.
That is a great play call. You know, that's a great play call there by Coach Detweiler. But again, the blocking was there, but there were still Hanover guys there ready to make the play regardless. Regardless if Shaughnessy stayed on his feet there. You know, it obviously wouldn't have been a loss, but it wouldn't have went big.
So now a 2nd punt of the night as Detweiler is back to send it off into the night air. Off the right foot, Detweiler high into the sky. Back to return this will be Lanston Stahlbomber. He takes it on a bounce at the 20, looking for a seam far side, and will run out of bounds at the 21-yard line. 7:14 left to play, gives us a second for a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
Hanover Hospital is excited to host this year's Trunk or Treat Thursday, October 23rd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. and they want you to be a part of the fun. Bring your booth or deck out your ride to show your spirit and community pride. Let's make this Halloween bash a one to remember. Supporting the town, sharing some treats, and having a frightfully good time together. That's Hanover Hospital's Trunk or Treat Thursday, October 23rd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Check out their Facebook page for more information.
First down play for Hanover, a shot downfield. Eric Detweiler wanting offensive pass interference, and I completely agree on that one.
That sure seemed the 2 guys right there. That's kind of hard to miss. It wasn't. That was clearly offensive pass interference, in my opinion.
I believe. Looking for that one, and Joe
he didn't need to do it.
No,
Leibarger wasn't looking at the ball.
No,
Kiefer had a could have turned around and caught the ball and maybe made a move and got 6 off it quick. Hanover's first deep shot of the night.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 10 now as Hanover leads 12-6, looking to extend this lead. From their own 26, it's option near side, and an option's going to be kept by Cohorse and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Logan Sandman first there for the Eagles.
Yeah, really well defended there by Axtell defensively. You know, we call Logan Sandman on that. But shout out to Lucas Talbot, number 31. He did his job. Axtell ran speed option to the near side here. His guy was the pitch man. He went with the pitch man, forced Cohorse to cut it up, and cut it right up into traffic for no gain.
And this could be a huge down here for this Axtell defense. They trail 12-6, 6:32. I mentioned to you in the timeout, if Hanover gets 2 first downs, they might run this clock out to halftime. So a big play here in this contest. Run receiver each side as mine goes in motion right to left. We're going to have a flag thrown, probably illegal motion as Cohorse fires at far side, incomplete nonetheless over the head of his intended receiver by the white hat behind the line of scrimmage. Now incomplete pass here. Does Eric Detweiler decline this penalty?
Yeah, yep. I see him over there waving his hands. He's going to decline it.
So false start on Hanover will be declined. So we were just looking for a stop for the Eagles defense, and they get it when they need it most at the 6:16 mark here in the first half. The contest, tune into the Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Bryce Leonard, Nate Welch in Washington, and Patrick Booty of Marysville twice each hour during the 10 and 11 o'clock hour. Braylon Mine will be back to punt, the first punt of the night for Hanover, sending it to his fellow number 4, Colin Shaughnessy. This one's going to drive Shaughnessy all the way inside the 5, and it's going to be down at the, 6-yard line. Got 1 5-yard line mark off on that one. But a heck of a punt there by Braylon Mine.
Hanover doing a great job forcing Axtell to deal with not good field position tonight. Axtell has not had good field position, I don't believe at all. I would even say the opening kickoff, they had it right at about the 20.
Yep.
So, I mean, better than a touchback, but, they haven't field position in the short fields like Hanover has.
And, when you look at Axtell's numbers all season, everyone sees the scoring, but you look at offensive numbers and it's like, only 300 yards. Well, that's because Axtell is so good at creating short. In this one, they've had to drive the entire length of the field, and this one's going to start at the 6 for the Axtell Eagles. So backed up deep. Schmitz goes in motion as Detweiler will run option that far side. He's going to keep this one about 5, but yet again, I'm going to mention it. Landon Schmitz only 1 touch here in this one.
Yep. Great ankle tackle by number 3, Brody Sedlacek, from his lineman position there. Yes, it got 3 or 4, but that he didn't let it get to the second level. That's a great defensive play right there.
From the 6 up to the 10, so a 4-yard gain, and now only 18 yards offensively on the ground for Detweiler on 10 rushes unofficially. 2nd down and 7 from the 10-yard line. Detweiler will have Leibarger behind him in the I pistol formation. Back to pass. No, it's going to be quarterback straight run here near side, and being wrapped down there. I believe that was Sedlacek again. That was Cager Cohorse that fought off the block of Joe Leibarger and made that tackle. And so far, Hanover defense has just slowed this Axtell offense to a crawl.
Yeah, another 3rd down here for Axtell. And, Max, I got to apologize to you. I've been so bad at keeping stats tonight. But Axtell has faced many, many 3rd downs tonight just in this first half.
I think this is about their 4th or 5th 3rd down already here in this first half as they trail 12-6. 5 minutes left to play before halftime. Detweiler will be alone in the backfield. Ball in the far hash, trips to the right side. Detweiler takes a snap from the pistol, pressure up the middle. Detweiler back to pass, good out pattern far side, and hauled in by Joe Leibarger, and probably the best pass we've seen so far tonight, up to the 20.
Great route, great blocking, great pass, great catch. That's that out route again to the far side of the field. That's a great throw by Detweiler. Great catch by Leibarger, making sure he just gets it, gets the first down, and get out of bounds. Save your clock. You don't need to cut up field there. There wasn't an opportunity. Good job by Joe Leibarger there.
And not watching the clock too much, but with 4:39 left in this one, remember, Axtell will receive the second half kickoff, so this could be a huge drive.
Hanover will.
Hanover.
Yep,
yes.
Hanover deferred.
That's right.
Hanover deferred. They won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will get the football.
That's why I keep you around, Tommy. Keep me in line. First down and 10 from the Axtell 20-yard line. Eagles looking to cut into this 12-6 deficit. A little trap play here by Schmitz, but he's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, trying to get the ball to Schmitz again, but there's 4 blue jerseys right there. There's nowhere to run for him. Nowhere to run for him.
At some point, we saw Hanover at least take one shot. Axtell, they did take a shot early on a wheel route, but they've got to try and get something downfield here in this one.
Yes, they do. Hanover secondary just doing a great job of staying with the speed of Axtell.
That they have.
Max, I was thinking about you saying you were keeping me around. I'm glad you're not keeping me around to do stats.
That's all right. I'll just keep you around for company the rest of the year. How about that? We can tell Quentin you took his job, right? Took his popcorn.
That's subject to my popcorn rating.
That's coming up here at halftime as Tommy's taking over Quentin's popcorn rating. Here's a swing pass right side. Colin Shaughnessy dances out of 1, and we drop just short of a first down on a second down and 10. A quick pass, too, especially there from the Eagles.
Big, quick hit screen pass to the far side of the field. They had trips out there to the far side. They had 2 on. They had numbers there. The blocking was there. Like I said on the way over, 8-man football is really hard to defend because you can't split the field. You can't have that one high safety that can guard both sides. You got to go 4 and 4. Defend.
And an excellent job there, just kind of screen pass too as well. 12 to play here in this first half. Again, Max Blasky here along with Tommy Brenninger to my left in our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week, and probably the game throughout the state of Kansas here tonight. It's been a doozy. 12-6, Hanover leads as Axtell is driving at their own 29-yard line. Yet another third down, though, for the Eagles. It's going to be option right side. Another early pitch. Liebarger gets this one. First down, Eagles up to about the 37-yard line.
Yep, carry by option to Landon Schmitz there. You get him out and open, he's great. He's super fast, great track athlete. But I can't reiterate enough how just well that Hanover defense is flowing to the football and the tackling. They have not missed tackles tonight.
They haven't, and you're right there on that one. Landon Schmitz getting another touch there, his third so far here tonight. But Hanover has done a good job of closing him down to the tune of 25. Here's your shot. Detweiler far side, hauled in by Shaughnessy. No! Just on the outstretched hands, his toes hit the sideline. The defender fell down. That was a walk-in touchdown, but incomplete on the first deep shot from Axtell.
Hunter Kiekefer, he fell down. He was with Shaughnessy the whole way down the field at about the 20-yard line, slipped and fell. Ball a little off target, just a little off target. That would have been absolutely game-changing for Axtell. They need to score on this drive.
That was the one you mentioned earlier about wanting one back to Schmidt. But finally maybe move that defense back here for the Hanover Wildcats again, as these linebackers have been everywhere for Hanover. So now second down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. 2:25 left to play here before half as we get a stoppage in time. Got to switch the balls out. Much. Detweiler will be in the pistol with Liebarger behind them. Schmidt behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be an option keep by Detweiler. Stopped after a short gain. Braylon Mine kind of comes and cleans up.
Yeah, not a big enough gain. 2 or 3 there, so we're going to see 3rd and 11 here. What Axtell really doesn't want to do is give the ball back to Hanover, because Hanover is not scoring quickly. They haven't tried to. We very well may be capable of it. They've only taken one shot this game down the field.
Absolutely. Third down. Screen pass last time they did this. Detweiler will be alone in the backfield with near side receiver Bill Liebarger. Detweiler back to pass. 3-man rush from Hanover. He looks at far side, almost picked off. Incomplete.
Yep, almost picked off by number 34, Cooper Bruna. He was right there. I don't know that he saw the ball. The ball might have been a little bit away from him, but it kind of looks like he wants it back. He's like, I didn't see that one. Didn't quite see that one coming at me.
Not right off the hands. So now a 4th down and 7. Let's see what Axtell decides to do here. We've already seen 2 punts here in this contest as this drive has pulled off almost 5 minutes off this play clock for Axtell. They're going to go for it. 4th down and 7 from their own 39-yard line. One receiver each side. Hard count, no. It's going to be a little squib pooch punt as it will roll out of bounds at the about 11-yard line. That gives us a quick 30-second break. We'll be back for Hanover's final drive of this first half. It's the Wildcats lead 12.
In our area can drive up your energy costs, protect your home and wallet. In Marysville and Axtell Lumber. Seal windows and doors with weather stripping and draft stoppers. Grab durable window and door wrap or new ductwork and replace your furnace filter for improved energy efficiency, lower repair costs, and a more comfortable home. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to protect your home and stay warm this winter.
A reminder, coming up at half, we will take a look at scores around the league, courtesy of Jeff Wirtz of the TVL Sports Spotlight. First play as Hanover's going for points. It's a swing pass out to the right in mind, and I fully expect Matt Hoyer to use a timeout. Maybe not after short, has him dialed up here.
Only minute 15 left. They've got 60 yards to go.
Yeah, they got all 3 timeouts though. I mean, but now here quick to the line goes the Wildcats. You take a shot here on 2nd down and short from 20. Man in motion right to left is Cooper Bruning. Here's a run right up the middle. Alec Juniman is going to be stopped after a 1st down. He needed 2, got 4, and I believe Hoyer's right there by the wide hat, but he's not going to call a timeout. We're just going to move this forward for 4 yards as the clock stops for chain moving. Didn't know that was doing it.
It's rolling now. 40 seconds to go in the half.
40 seconds, still a long field ball to 24. Swing pass out here. I thought that one bounced off the bounce from the ground by number 21, Jack Bruna.
Yeah, their Coach Hoyer is going to use his first.
The half comes with 33 seconds left. We'll take it with them. Hanover leading 12-6, but looking for one more here before halftime strikes.
Ever wonder and all its contents? Concerned about liability if someone gets injured on your property? It's crucial questions. At Blue Valley Insurance, we specialize in home protection, from theft and vandalism to fire. Let's craft a personalized plan tailored to your in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville.
Axtell Truss has the experience to provide and build trusses for any application. Put them to work with your next project. They can turn out more complicated designs and configurations as well. All are solidly built in the shop with roll-off delivery to your site available. They also assure the best materials and quality construction, completed on your schedule. Call today for a quote or 2291. That's Axtell Truss.
So coming out of the timeout, Hanover had a 2nd down and 6, which now turns start. So now that probably changes the play call here for Hoyer and his squad. Again, 33 seconds left. Hanover leading 12-6. Kickoff. Cohorse will come to the line. Man in motion is mine, right to left. Cohorse back to pass across the middle. Has a man on the turnaround. Incomplete as he was looking for Langston Stahlbaumer over on the far side. Now only 30 seconds left of the half.
Yeah, Talbot and Shaughnessy were in his face. He saw his first route. He was open. Wasn't a great throw, but he had number 4, Braylon Mine, wide open across the middle with only Detweiler trailing behind him as a safety valve. That could have been huge for Hanover. Just a little bit more time to throw the football.
Line couldn't quite hold up, and finally this Axtell defensive line made their presence known here on that one.
Yep.
So now a 3rd down and 11 from their own 24-yard line. 30 seconds on the clock. Alone in the backfield. 2 receivers right are Mine and Stahlbaumer. Mine goes in motion right to left from near side hash. It's going to be a run by Cohorse as he follows Mine in the hole up to about the 30-yard line. So now does Eric Detweiler take a timeout? No, he will not. Third down.
Coach Hoyer's not going to either. I think he's going to take it down to the end here and probably take a shot.
I think that's going to take down here as a pickup of 6 on the ground for Cager Cohorse. Will take us, I believe, probably to halftime, or were you right? Nope, Matt Hoyer's walking off the field.
Yep. With a 6-point lead, he's going to get the ball. Letting that clock wind down to the half.
So at halftime score, it's 12-6 in favor of the Hanover Dental Care Game of the Week, where Dr. Brittany and Dr. Zach are your #1 rated dentists in Northeast Kansas. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have first half thoughts, and then we'll also have a look around the scores of league with Jeff Wirtz and the TVL Sports leading 12-6. We'll be back after this.
Hey, this is Coach Eric Detweiler. Through the football on KNDY.
Are you ready to move forward in your career? Landall Company in Marysville is the place to start. Currently hiring welders, painters, assembly, as well as a technical training coordinator, systems analyst, and marketing graphic design. At Landall Company, you'll receive a shift differential, 4% attendance bonus, profit sharing, paid time off, all-inclusive medical and more. Apply online at landall.com today. EEO Vets and Disabilities welcome.
Western National Bank in Summerfield wants you to feel good about where you are with your money. Available when you need them and offering online and personal services, Western National Bank will make sure to keep you and your money happy. Call Western National Bank at 244-6211 to make your money smile. Member FDIC.
For all your gas and service needs, it's OK Service Station in Hanover. You'll get fast, friendly, dependable service every time you visit. They have fuel available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Ask how you can get a gas card for 24-hour fueling at OK Service. They also handle tires, tire repair, exhaust work, and oil changes, too. Stop by, say hi to the folks at OK Service in Hanover.
This is Coach Matt Hoyer from Hanover, and you are listening to Wildcats football on 95.5 KNDY.
Looking for a solid career in construction? Inline Construction is now hiring, from skilled carpenters to hardworking laborers. Mileage paid to and from the job site, health insurance, retirement benefits, and even a free cafeteria plan for lunches. At Inline Construction, your hard work builds more than projects. It builds your future. Apply today and join the Inline Construction team.
Max Plasky back with you here on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week on FM 95.5, Blue Valley TV Channel 3, and their YouTube channel, joined with Tommy Brenniger to my left. Tommy, I brought you along because you had the experience on the football field. So real quickly, first half analysis as Hanover leads this one 12-6.
Hanover doing a great job of moving the ball down the field, mixing it up. The swing passes are working great for them. Simple handoffs are working great for them. They started out a lot in the first quarter, early in the first quarter. They were in the I formation a lot, moving from the I to shotgun, seeing what's working. They've been primarily shotgun the rest of the way. Defensively, they're swarming to the ball. The defensive line's doing a great job. Axtell playing great defense. They're playing great. They're not really making defensive mistakes, but Hanover's just sustaining those drives. That's tough to play defense when your defense is out on the field for a long time. Not a whole lot is working right now for Axtell offensively. Landon Schmidt's only a couple touches, and he's had a couple good carries, but Hanover defense swarming to the ball. Adjustment. What can work? What can we do to keep the ball moving, picking up the chain, moving the chains, picking up first downs?
And I think you mentioned a good point there. The offense, Axtell offense, that's averaged over 50 points per game the last 5 seasons, held to 6.5. Tell me the last time that happened. And Hanover, too, as well. They come in averaging 50 points per game. They're at 12 here at halftime. And let's not forget there's a little history behind this one. They They ended Hanover's 43-game winning streak, so this crowd really wanting the Hanover Wildcats to get there too as well. So first half is 12-6 in favor of Hanover. We're going to take a quick timeout for national news, weather, and sports. When we come back, we'll have a full recap of unofficial stats from that first half, as well as a look at scores from around the Twin Valley League from Jeff Wirtz and the TVL Sports Spotlight. Again, your halftime score, it's the Hanover Wildcats leading the Axtell Eagles 12-6 on KNDY.
Visit Can Equip to see the new look of maximum productivity. The new CR lineup of combines from New Holland. Premium and deluxe seat options provide more comfort. 3 exterior cameras offer more visibility and safety. Milo addition to IntelliSense automation delivers more crop versatility. And decals are new and pure New Holland. Stop by Can Equip in Marysville.
At Sunflower Community Credit Union, we're proud to give back to our community through initiatives like Debit for a Difference, a program that provides local educators with grants for their classrooms, which helps them make a difference in our schools, along with Save at School, an innovative way for students to learn the value of saving money. Kids can open their very own savings account, making financial education fun and accessible. Join Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville and become part of a financial family committed to your success and the success of our community.
Harsh winters in our area can drive up your energy costs. Protect your home and wallet this year by stopping at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber. Seal drafty windows and doors with weather stripping and draft stoppers. Grab durable window and door wrap or new ductwork and replace your furnace filter for improved energy efficiency, lower repair costs, and a more comfortable home. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to protect your home and stay warm this winter.
Hey, this is Coach Eric Detweiler of the Axtell High School, and you're listening to Axtell Eagle Football on KNDY.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
For top-notch service for your vehicle, look no further than Honeyman Auto Sales and Service right here in Marysville. Expert care and maintenance with fast turnaround time to ensure your vehicle runs smoothly and safely. Don't compromise on quality and get back on the road today. This is Ty Lumley with Honeyman Auto Sales and Service. You can find us on Facebook or stop by East Highway 36 in Marysville.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
Stay informed with everything happening inside the Twin Valley League Athletics with the TVL Rundown, airing every Friday during the 7 a.m., noon, and 5 p.m. news blocks on KNDY. Join myself, Max Blasky, and Jeff Wirtz of the TVL Sports Spotlight as we talk everything Twin Valley League Athletics. Catch the TVL Rundown every Friday on KNDY or check out the extended podcast version at KNDYradio.com. Your go-to spot for TVL Sports is the TVL Rundown.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. President Trump hosting Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House. This coming a day after Trump's phone call with Russia's leader.
I had a very good talk yesterday with President Putin. I think he wants to get it done.
Zelensky looking for long-range Tomahawk missiles from the U.S., but by the end of today's meeting, no statement on a possible deal. George Santos is a free man. The disgraced former congressman representing parts of New York had his sentence commuted by President Trump today. Trump saying, quote, "At least Santos had the courage, conviction, and intelligence to always vote Republican." The UK's Prince Andrew relinquishing all of his royal titles, including Duke of York, over allegations linking him to convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. A source telling us at least 2 survivors from a deadly U.S. military strike in the Caribbean are now in custody on board an American vessel after being rescued by helicopter. President Trump confirmed the strike, saying the military hit a, quote, drug-carrying submarine. This is ABC News. At the end of a meeting involving the world's largest maritime nations, the U.S. blocked a global fee on shipping emissions. The group also didn't adopt any new regulations. Psychologists say 98% of people in the Western Hemisphere deal with earworms when a song gets stuck in your head.
They can be triggered by stress, by memories, even by injury, says psychologist Patrick Porter.
I had a concussion in high school, and there was a song, Rapper's Delight.
So they hit it?
Even though I hated it, my brain encoded it.
His advice for breaking the encoding of a song?
Visualize the stop sign when it plays. Stop giving it energy, stop giving it life, and then play something different.
For some, listening to the entire bothersome song can kill the earworm. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Amazon is launching a new promotion called Fuel Up Fridays. Now through December 26th, Prime members can get 25 cents off on fuel purchases on Fridays. Dave Packer, ABC News.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeastern Nebraska. Lows dip down to about 51 tonight under clear skies. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 76. Clear skies tomorrow night. Lows level off around 41. Ample sunshine and dry. Sunday and Monday, mid-60s. Sunday, low 70s by Monday. I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, it's 66 degrees.
Friday Night Football in our feature game, a battle of two undefeated state-ranked 8-man Division II teams. Hanover hosting Axtell live on FM 95.5, while Valley Heights is host to Republic County. Washington County entertains Lakeside. Frankfort home to Wakefield. Leon hosting Osborne. Centralia kicks off at Troy. Diller-Odell hosts to Pawnee City, and Southern at Sandy Creek. Marysville back home hosting Chapman. Live on AM 1570, FM 94.1.
Dr. Brittany here with Marysville Dental Care, where your family's health is our top priority. Dr. Zach, our team, and I are the family dental home you've always been looking for.
Our comprehensive dental care is designed to serve all of your dental needs. Whether it's a routine cleaning, braces, or cosmetic work, we provide the highest quality of care with a comfortable experience. Visit our office across from the Marysville Courthouse or go to MarysvilleDentalCare.com to schedule a visit.
Have the smile you've always wanted with our team by your side.
Cooler weather means it's time to be ready for the season ahead. At Kermer Oil, we're here to keep you fueled up this fall. Whether it's propane to heat your home or fuel to keep your farm and equipment running strong during harvest. Count on dependable delivery, competitive prices, and friendly local service that's just a call away. Don't wait until the cold sets in. Schedule your fuel and propane delivery today. Kramer Oil, our family serving your family since 1976.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff at Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it, always dedicated to their customers. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations, and they know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. With locations in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and Humboldt, Nebraska. Stop by or give them a call today.
Whether you're buying, building, remodeling, or refinancing, your home is a major investment in your life. At United Bank and Trust, we understand how important it is to work with someone who cares. Our loan officers have the experience it takes to make the process a smooth one. Come in for a visit or start online by filling out a loan application at ubankonline.com in as little as 20 minutes. Mortgage lending with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
To win in sports, you have to adapt your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of your investments. I'm Liz Warren, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and I can be your financial coach. We get to know you first, then figure out how to help you work towards your goals. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you. Call 785-562-5533 today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
And welcome back to our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week, as it is halftime. Hanover leading 12-6 in this one. As always, a big thank you to our sponsors. You hear their support on air. Go support them in person. Because of them, we can bring you such a great coverage here on a Friday night. In our score here at halftime, 12-6. Tommy's going to run through other scores courtesy of Jeff Wirtz and the TVL Sports Spotlight. Go give him a like on Facebook. Tommy, what's the rest of the league looking like?
Let's start off. Valley Heights is down 28-3 over Republic County. I would imagine that that's halftime, but I don't have a time frame in the game. Great turnaround by Republic County that they've had, even though I know they're not TVL. But into the first corner, Lynn is up 16-6 over Osborne. Centralia up 8-0 at half over former TVL opponent Troy, who I believe is going to play 8-man Division II football the next cycle.
They'll be in the district with Hanover, Axtell, Frankfort. Welcome back over to this way.
Into first quarter, or maybe in the first half, Frankfort up 20-0 over Wakefield. Clifton Clyde up 22-0 over Rock Hills.
And that's all the Twin Valley League scores here tonight. Oh,
I got Washington County over, this was 40 minutes ago, but Washington County leads Lakeside 30-8 with 3 minutes to go in the first. So
Tigers looking for a big win on that one. Looking at some other scores, too, across the NCKL over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. Bruce Dierking and Mike Russell have the call as Chapman leads Marysville 14-8 at halftime, while Miga leads Clifton Clyde 14-7 at half. It is Rock Creek over Concordia 28-0 at halftime. And last check, first quarter score, Abilene up 21-6 over El Dorado. A reminder that you can catch all the scores and recaps from our games tonight over on the Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show twice each hour during the 10 and 11 o'clock hour, brought to you by Bryce Leonard and Nate Welch in Washington and Patrick Booty of Marysville. Looking at stats, though, here from this one. And we're going to start with Axtell Eagles, as maybe for the first time in a long time, they are trailing again here at half 12-6. Wyatt Detweiler is 6 for 4 through the air for 35 yards. On the ground, he has 12 rushes for only 22 yards and the lone touchdown for the Eagles. Joe Leibarger, 4 rushes, 25 yards. Landon Schmitz, 3 rushes, 25 yards. Schmitz has 1 catch for 3 yards. Colin Shaughnessy, 3 catches for 21. And Joe Leibarger, 2 for 11. Now for the Hanover Wildcats, it's been a methodical game, but a good one. 9 passing tips for Cager Cohorse, and that's going to be 6 completions for 32 yards. Cohorse on the ground, 28 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 7 carries. Alec Juneman, 3 carries for 24. Cooper Bruna, 4 carries for 9, and Hunter Kike for a lone carry for 9, while Cooper Bruna has 1 catch for 3 yards. Jack Bruna with 1 catch for 4 yards. And it is Braylon Mine, leading receiver here in this one. 4 catches for 25 yards here in this contest. So get ready for the second half. Hanover will receive this one. Tommy, what adjustments? We talked about a little bit before, but what adjustments do both teams need to make real quick?
Axtell offensively needs to find a way. What's working? Like I said, move the chains, get first downs, get the ball deep into Hanover territory is what they need to do. Hanover needs to continue to find a way to stop that. Offensively, Hanover probably doesn't need to change much. You know, they have not, you know, it's been a great defensive battle, but they haven't looked to put up 40 points tonight. They've been looking to control the game on the ground, make short, easy, high percentage throws, limit the turnovers, and move the chains.
And we talked about turnovers are going to be big. We haven't seen any. We've seen 3 penalties on Axtell, 1 for Hanover. But the biggest thing, Axtell has started every possession inside their own 20-yard line. They've had to drive the field, something they're not used to. But it is go time for the second half. Anything can change with the change at halftime. Real quick, Tommy, too, popcorn review. What was it for Hanover?
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7.3. It's a really good popcorn. It's hard to say. That was like the first batch of the night, you know. There wasn't enough grease in the machine yet. It wasn't seasoned yet, but First batch tonight, great popcorn.
Great popcorn, best popcorn we've had already. So Hanover up on the scoreboard and up on the popcorn review. Hanover will return this one left to right as we see it. Taking it here near side is Hunter Keycaver. He's going to be driven down at the 15-yard line, and a good job by the Hanover defense as they look to get a stop, as assistant coach Dale Bussing over on the sideline really trying to fire up his defense. Has been so strong all year and needs a stop to start this second half.
Yeah, great tackle by Logan, number 4, Colin Shaughnessy. He came from the far side of the field. He was the far outside gunner, and he made the tackle basically by himself on this near side of the field. That's incredible hustle from him. He's pumped up. He's trying to get his team pumped up, ready for the second half.
So second half will start with the ball in Hanover's hands. They lead 12-6. Ball on their own 30-yard line, and a jump off sides. No, false start's going to be called on Hanover as the whole line up front for Axtell jumped, but it was the offensive guard, I guess, on the left side that got the false start.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was that or number 24, the center, Max Dragiston. I might have been in like a kind of snap infraction kind of thing. Like snapped it. He's like, oh, I wasn't supposed to snap it there.
So we just talked about it. Second accepted penalty for Hanover sets him back to a 1st and 15. Run up the middle by Juneman. He's going to be stopped at the original line of scrimmage. A good job by the Axtell defense to swarm, just as we've seen Hanover do all night long. So a first down and 15. They give him 6, but I'm going to give him 5 on mine.
Yeah, that looks about right, Max.
So first run for Juneman's 5, and now a second down and 10 for this Hanover offense. Ball's going to be on the far hash with Cohorst in the shotgun. It's going to be Juneman who stays in there behind him. Actually, I formation as Kadrick will be under center. It's going to be a pitch. Now here's another. Nope, reverse, fake reverse here as this one will be taken upfield. That's Cooper Bruna who gets forward for 10-plus yardage. And a good run there and a good play call coming out of half by Matt Hoyer and his squad.
Yep, great run by Cooper Bruna. Fake reverse. He's kind of a bigger kid. He doesn't look like one that he'd be making a move to juke. He kind of looks like he wants to go over you, but he made number 2, Landon Schmitz, miss pretty well and ended up getting 6-7 after the fact.
And that's Cooper's first touch since the first quarter. Pickup of 13 moves the chains up to the 28-yard line. Again, a lot on the line here tonight. Winner will win the district as long as Frankfort doesn't play Spoiler next week versus Axtell. Also the 58-game winning streak for the Eagles. Now,
that's going to be an offsides there.
Yep, offsides there on Axtell, so they'll return the favor as Hanover got. I want to make mention, though, all 3 linebackers for Axtell were right up at the line of scrimmage on that play. Looking to try and stop that run, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, that'll be against number 80, Jesse Bauer, a senior for Axtell.
So now a first down and 5, free yardage for the Hanover Wildcats. First down and 5 to go from their own 33-yard line as the clock ticks. Hanover leading 12-6, just start of the second half. Cohorst will be in the shotgun with Cooper Bruna behind him. A little confusion here as Keycafer and Mine will look to get squared away.
Yeah, a lot of moving around there by Hanover, but back judge just now putting his hand up.
Finally gets set. Mine in motion left to right. Going to be a fake to him. Now swing back left side to Bruna. He's going to pick up 5 yards, make it about 7, all the way up past midfield for a first down Hanover.
Yeah, the swing pass has been incredibly efficient tonight for Hanover. A great open field tackle there by number 4, Colin Shaughnessy, but he was already 6-7 yards down the field for a first down.
So an 8-yard pickup there for Cooper Bruna on his second catch of the night. Hanover now already in Axtell territory, just on the other side of the 40 at the 39-yard line. And now Hanover taking a lot of time in the huddle and not to be surprised.
Nope, not at all. It seems like that's kind of been the game plan tonight. Hold on to the ball.
Ball on the far hash here as Bruna will stay in at back. Mine in shotgun, Cohorst in shotgun, brings Mine left to right. He gets set, swing pass again behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that is all as Axtell was all over that one.
Great job by Cooper Bruna, looking to keep his feet moving. He was all but down for a 3-4 yard loss. It was not a good swing pass. It was behind him. He was 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Number 31 for the Eagles, Lucas Talbot, was right there. Bruna kept his feet moving. Get back to the line of scrimmage. Give yourself 2nd and 10 instead of second and 15.
Second down and 10. Cohorse will be in the shotgun now with Bruna to his right side. Nope, that's Juneman who's going to get the run. Shakes off one tackle, picks up about 3, and will bring up a third down and long for this defense. And you made the motion, too, a little change up there. Jesse Bauer now in there on defensive line for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And it looks like we've got an Eagle down.
Yeah, it looks like number 11. It looks like number 11, Logan Salmon for the Eagles. I'm not really kind of looked like he went down weird. I'm not kind of holding his knee, so
we're going to take a timeout with Sandman on the ground. When we come back, it'll be third down and 8 for Hanover, leading this one 12-6.
For a Goog time, head to Hanover. Goog's Bar and Grill is the happening place for food, drinks, and fun. Open 4 p.m. until midnight, Monday through Saturday, and the grill is always open late. Check out Mexican nights on Thursday with the best pizza anywhere all the time. Order by the half combo or full size with carryouts available too. Find Googs on Facebook and check out their daily specials as well as special events. Grab your friends, grab your family, or make some new friends. Where everybody knows your name, it's Googs in Hanover.
Calling all ranchers and livestock owners. Safeguard your herd with livestock risk protection insurance. Protect your investment against market volatility and unexpected losses. Whether you raise cattle or pigs, ensure your livelihood with coverage tailored to your needs. Don't leave your profits to chance. Secure your future in the barn and the market. Livestock risk protection, because your animals and your bottom line deserve the best defense. Call SBS Insurance now to fence in your financial security.
Logan Sandman is able to walk off under his own power, but a big loss for the Eagles as the only returning starter off of last year's team will now be on the sideline. Looks to be okay, but Riley Hazenkamp come in now on the line. Swing pass quickly over to mine far side. Axel was sleeping out there on the outside, and a third down and 8 got awfully close to that first down mark. We're going to have to see where the mark is.
Yeah, again, linebacker Colin Shaughnessy on the stop for Axel, but by the time he gets those swing passes, they're so fast. They're moving so fast with them. And Axel's having trouble getting the whole team to him quickly. But it is going to be a nice fourth down here, fourth and short for Hanover.
Fourth and short, 4th and 2 is going to be the case, as that's an 7-yard pickup from Cohorse to mine. Fourth down and short, ball on the far hash. Cohorse in the shotgun. It's going to be option here near side. He's going to try and shake out. Now a late pitch is going to go to Bruna. He got it up past the 30, and Bruna's gone. A 31-yard touchdown run by Cooper Bruna as he got to the outside and took it to the house. Heck of a run as he was caught close to the line of scrimmage, and now they're going to call it, I believe, out at the 23-yard line.
Yep, number 2, Landon Schmitz for the Eagles, pushed him out of bounds there. That's a good break there for Axel. It kind of looked like in the middle of the field, a couple of Axel guys looking for a holding call, but not going to get it.
So what was just a 31-yard touchdown call is going to be pulled back to the 17-yard line. But a heck of a pitch. We talked about Detweiler pitching early. That was an excellent late pitch there by Cadric Cohorse to suck the defense in.
Great display of the option by Cohorse.
So now a first down and 10 from the Axtell 17-yard line.
And a false start out here. Number 11. Number 11, Hunter Keycafer. I should not have to be looking at my program this late in the game, but here I am.
We'll give you.
I don't want to say it wrong.
Exactly. Never want to get it wrong. We haven't got anything wrong here tonight, but already a second false start of this second half, for Hanover. Not necessarily a drive killer yet, as they were able to get out of the first one. Now first down and 15 from their own 22-yard line. One receiver each side, with Cooper Brune in the backfield. Quick swing pass out to the far side, bobbled by Keycafer, but he's going to somehow hold on to it and then be dropped behind the line of scrimmage for about a 6-yard loss. Keycafer probably should have just let that one hit the ground.
Yeah, it should have just batted it down because there was an Axel defender right. That big loss was the next best thing that could have happened. As that Axel defender was right there. I didn't quite catch who it was, but he was going for 6 if he got that ball, and he had a good chance too.
That was a bobble that could have turned into a pick 6 really early. A loss of 5 is going to be the official call on that one.
Either way, a huge play for the Axel defense.
So now a second down and extra long. Third down, should it be?
I think that's second down.
You're right.
Second down.
Second down.
False start. Second down.
Second down.
Scoreboard's got third change.
19. Kadrick near side off the shoulder pads of the defender, Joe Leibarger, on that far side. Broke it up, but right there again, about another turnover.
Yep, great coverage by number 3, Joe Leibarger, for the Axtell defense. Landon Schmitz was there to make the pick, but the ball was already out of bounds. And that ball went about 10 yards in the air. It was up for grabs, just out of bounds.
That hung up there for a long time, and now, again, Dale Bussing out there on the field trying to fire up his defense, and so is the bevy of Axtell fans over on that far sideline. A huge 3rd down and long here, 3rd down and 19 from Axtell's 27-yard line. Hanover leading 12-6 here, just under 7 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Cohorst in the shotgun with Bruna behind him. It's going to be straight drop back to pass. He's looking across the middle, a little screen pass to Bruna, but he's going to be stopped right at the original line to gain. So now a 4th down to go from about the 19-yard line.
Colin Shaughnessy coming out hot in the second half, playing defense. He had that screen pass, middle screen. He had the entire Hanover offensive line on him. He made the stop by himself. Great display of effort and tackling.
Well, and I'll say, too, Cooper Bruna, obviously Shaughnessy messed that, or, kind of boggled that one up, but Bruna had nowhere to go even when he caught that ball. 4th down and 12. Hanover will go for this one, their first 4th down of the night. They ball at the 20-yard line, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Cohorst alone in the shotgun. Line goes down. Mine in motion. It's going to be a rollout right side. Has a man across the middle. That Stahlbaumer floated incomplete, and a turnover on downs. Just what Axtell needed coming out of half.
Yep, huge momentum change right there. An even bigger momentum change if Axtell can take this ball down and tie the ball game up, or maybe even take the lead with a 2-point. But if you're Axtell here, you got to find a way to get points on the board.
A huge stop by this Axtell defense just when they were needing it. Now let's see if this offense that can get going here in this one that was held to just 72 yards on the ground in that first half can see some light at the end of the day.
Yeah, Hanover taking 6 minutes off the board with their first drive.
And we've got a timeout here by the officials. We'll take it with them. Axtell first possession of the second half when we come back on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week.
Not everyone's going to become a Lennox dealer, so you'll be glad to know when you buy a Lennox from Hanover Electric Incorporated, you not only get the best products in the business, you also get a traditional experience in making sure your home is as comfortable as it can be. Because every independent Lennox dealer must pass the Lennox Quality Dealer Standards Program, the toughest test in the industry. And what it means is you get a dealer you could always count on. Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
If your car says, I need fixed, call on Little Joe's Service in Axtell to fix it right. From routine maintenance to repairs of all types, Joe can serve your needs. Fast, friendly, and down-to-earth service with satisfied customers from all over the area. Turn to Little Joe's 66th Service in Axtell for any automotive repair needs. Proud supporters of the Axtell community, it's Little Joe's Service.
So like Tommy was saying there during the timeout, Hanover takes over 6 minutes off of this clock on their first possession. They come up empty, but now the Axtell offense that was just tired defensively will need to put in a long drive as they start at their own 20. Swing pass here near side to Landon Schmitz, has a little bit of room, picks up a first down and a little bit more. Maybe that's going to be start to get him going.
There you go. That's a great start for the Axtell offense. Ball to your fastest guy out in space. He did something with it.
And just like we saw Hanover do just a quick little swing pass out there to Schmitz. Now a first down and 10 from the Axtell 32-yard line. Axtell working right to left as we see it. Detweiler quick screen pass again to Schmitz, far side. Good block laid, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. This is Colin Shaughnessy who took the lick as he ended on the ground. But a good job there, picking up good yardage.
Yeah, Shaughnessy's having a tough time right now. I started seeing him cramping towards the end of that Hanover drive, and I'm not sure what the timeout was for. I don't think Coach Detweiler took it. It was his official's timeout, but I can't really. That maybe that had something to do with it. But he's cramping. He's hurting right now.
Oh yeah,
he's playing hard though.
I was gonna say all these players putting it all out there on the field. Detweiler will be in the pistol with Leibarger behind him. No, it's going to be Schmitz. A quick pitch to Schmitz, looking for a block, doesn't get it there. Out here on the outside of Logan Sandman could have got out there. Good to see him back out there, though. Could have got a block. Schmitz could have busted that one for a big one. So a pickup of 2 there on the pitch to Schmitz, getting him involved here in the second half as we go under 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Again, a lot on the line here. District championship can be decided. Also, Axtell's 58-game winning streak. They ended Hanover's 43-game winning streak a couple years ago. So a lot of bad blood between these two teams. But Axtell now looking to get in Hanover territory for the first time this second half. Detweiler straight back to pass, looking for a crossing pattern. Comeback pattern caught by Joe Leibarger at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there for the Axtell offense.
Huge pickup for the Axtell offense. Great catch by Leibarger, but Colin Shaughnessy, nobody within 20 yards of him. Wide open down the middle of the field. If Detweiler could have seen that, that could have been a huge change of momentum in this football game. He was wide open.
And we were talking about it in the first half. Detweiler quick to pitch. Do you think there's a part of him that's saying just take the easy stuff?
I think so, and especially a tight ball game like this.
Absolutely. Hanover crowd coming to life here. 1st and 10 for Axtell from the Hanover 35-yard line. Pump fakes, looking for the corner route, won't get it. Detweiler's going to have to scramble. Good job by the defense of Hanover to push him out at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he's probably going to get 5 there.
I was going to say, but Brody Sologic, who's been everywhere from his linebacker position, pushed him out there, and that jersey has turned him from a light blue to a dark blue after this first half of play. 5-yard pickup there for Detweiler, 2nd down and 5.
So far in this first drive, the Axtell offensive line has definitely handled this Hanover defensive line much better. Detweiler has far more time to throw.
And a reminder, too, this drive started by the Axtell defense getting a stop on 4th down. Swing pattern, Schmitz here near side. 1st down and a little bit more up inside the 25 for Hanover. So here we are methodically just taking this one down the field.
Just like what I said they needed to do. Find what's working, stick to it, move the chains, get deep in Hanover territory.
That's going to be a pickup of 7 on the swing pattern from Detweiler to Schmitz, who already has more touches here in this second half than they did all in the first half. 1st down and 10 from the Hanover 23-yard line. Detweiler in the gun. Screen pass is going to be blown up by Brody Sologic and dropped for a huge loss for the Hanover defense. They tried to set up the screen pattern. It was blown up, and Brody Sologic there to clean up the mess.
Yeah, Brody Sologic went full speed. He said, I'm getting the quarterback, and he got him. That's a huge loss.
That's a 12-yard loss for this Axtell offense.
And, Axtell was down on the 23, 24-yard line, and they're going to take this next snap from the 35.
So good job by the backfield, or by the linebackers for Hanover. Defensive line, too, didn't let that screen get set up right across the middle of the field. Now 2nd down and a mile. 2nd down and 22 from the Hanover 35-yard line. 3 minutes left to go in this quick-moving third quarter. It's going to be an end around. Now we've got a flag on the play. I think that's going to be a false start on the Axtell Eagles. Let's see what the white hat says. That it will be. So back Axtell up on their 5th penalty here tonight. Again, they came in averaging 1.5 penalties on the season. This is already their 5th tonight. So now a 2nd down and 27 for the Axtell Eagles.
Really tough break for Axtell there. That Landon Schmitz he came from his receiver spot. No motion. They were just going to run a straight, basically reverse kind of to him to the far side of the field, and it was open. That's a real tough break for Axtell.
We heard the Axtell coaches to the left of us slam their hands down. They knew they had one. What do you have on 2nd down and 27? Schmitz and Mosen left to right, makes a trip to the right side. Now the ball is snapped, fumbled, and it's a turnover.
There's your turnover.
There it is as Tanner Bruna
number 13, Tanner Bruna. He saw that ball out right away. Detweiler never even had the ball. The ball hit him in the hands. Ball was on the ground, and Tanner Bruna said that ball is mine, and he got it.
And just when you think it couldn't get any worse for the Axtell offense, like you said, Detweiler dropped his eyes for a second, and that ball was on the ground, and Bruna was all over it. Very fitting that he is there when they need him. Here on senior night, Tanner Bruna comes up with the big TO.
So Hanover's going to have 34 yards to the end zone here.
First and 10 from the Axtell 34. Here's Alec Juniman, lowers his shoulder, pounds through a few Eagles, and picks up about 5. And I'm sure we're going to run the rest of this 2:35 out if you're Matt Hoyer and his squad.
And, his running, kudos to his offensive line. They're blocking great tonight. Those running backs behind him, they have not stopped their legs all night after contact. They hit contact and they keep going.
Yes.
The yards after first contact for Hanover are quite abundant tonight.
Well, and what a change of momentum there. Axtell gets the stop on 4th down deep in their own territory. They drive it all the way down to the 20. A huge loss on the sack, and then a fumble sets Hanover up perfect field position, and this tired Axtell defense will have to get right back on the field. Under 2 minutes left to play in this third quarter. It's going to be a wide set here, 2 to the left, 1 to the right for Cohorse. Man in motion is Mine, low snap, but it's taken by Mine. Now throwback back to Cadra Cohorse. He's going to take this one up the middle, first down and then some. A trickeration from Matt Hoyer gets them about 15 yards.
Yep. Number 27, Abram Costal for Axtell. He was there, but he was turned the wrong way. He turned the opposite way at Cohorse. He was right there to make the tackle. Just turned the wrong way, and Cohorse ran right by him.
And a 16-yard pickup. Of course, Mine was quarterback last year for half of the season, so he can throw it. And there he shows it. Just like that, Hanover back in the red zone, looking to extend this 12-6 lead they hold here in the third quarter. Cohorse takes the snap, hands it off to Juniman up the middle. Juniman got space, and he's tripped up by Joe Leibarger after a pickup of 10.
Yeah, touchdown-saving tackle there for number 3, Joe Leibarger.
Absolutely. They're going to mark him a little bit shorter than I thought. He was close up to the sticks, but a pickup of 7 there for Juniman.
Yep, all momentum right now in Hanover's favor. It's all in their favor. They're probably only going to run 1 or 2 more plays. There's less than a minute on the clock here in the third quarter. Only 13 yards to go for a touchdown.
And we said that word coming over, momentum. And right now, Hanover has all the momentum, leading 12-6, 45 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Cohorse will survey the defense. Doubles to the left, 1 here near side in the backfield. It's going to be Cooper Bruna now. Mine in motion right to left, looking for the swing pattern. Now shot to the end zone. Picked off in the end zone by the Eagles. Oh! Stumbles at the 1-yard line. Joe Leibarger with the INT. Had space to run, but stumbles at the 3-yard line. Wow.
That great job getting a turnover there by Axtell. Joe Leibarger got a little bit ahead from himself. He saw the green grass, and it was there, Max. He stumbled coming out of the end zone. Best case scenario, no, take your knee. But now, Axtell's going to have the ball, and it looks like the 1 or 2 yard line. So you're going to have 79 yards to go, backed up to their own end zone after a fumble. And got to block this defensive line.
Probably would have been smarter just to take that in the end zone. But like we said, Leibarger saw green grass ahead of him, and Colin Shaughnessy now over on the far sideline dealing with those cramps, so he won't be out here for this offensive possession. Big turnover here at the 28-second mark in this third quarter.
We're going to have a timeout, Axtell.
So timeout, Axtell. We'll take it with them. 12-6 in favor of the Wildcats. We're back after this.
Banking local, always the right call. Open any personal or business checking account with Citizens State Bank and get a free CM bags, cooler, and trunk organizer. Perfect for any road trip or tailgate. Already a satisfied Citizens State customer? Tell a friend. And when they apply, you'll both get a free gift. Don't wait. Sign up or tell a friend today. For more information or details, stop by any branch of the Citizens State Bank. Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
This is Coach Matt Hoyer from Hanover, and you are listening to Wildcat Football on 95.5 KNDY.
Have an accident with your vehicle? Call Moonlight Restoration and they'll take care of you with a free estimate, and they'll turn it into the insurance company for you. You name it, they can do it. Fender benders, auto and tractor restoration, windshield repair or replacement, sandblasting, no job is too large or too small for Moonlight Restoration. If you want quality work done by skilled technicians, call Moonlight Restoration in Axtell, Kansas. Owned and operated by Brett and Nikki Runnebaum. Call 736-2359.
So out of the timeout, Axtell will have a first down and 10 from their own 1-yard line. Eric Detweiler took every bit of the 60 seconds to talk to his team, probably saying do not go backwards on this one. will be Wyatt in the shotgun. Quick screen pass here near side. Landon Schmitz breaks a tackle, gets a little open field, and will be forced out of bounds at the 13-yard line. A huge broken tackle by Landon Schmitz.
Yep, Langston Stahlbomber. And he had his hand on Schmitz. He seemed upset. He didn't get him right away, but if he didn't get his hand on him, Schmitz was going.
Oh, absolutely.
Schmitz was going.
And such a smart play call there, too. Quick little curl route to the outside. Let's get a few extra yardage here. Get away from your own end zone. And now we're going to have a stoppage in play from the official. Now we're ready to rock and roll. 13 seconds left in this third quarter. Hanover leading 12-6, but Axtell just got a big INT from Joe Leibarger. It's going to be an option right side to Landon Schmitz. He's looking to get through the defense. He'll pick up a handful, but that will take us to the end of the quarter break. Through 3 quarters of play in this state-ranked matchup, it's Hanover 12, Axtell 6. We'll be back for the fourth. Final 12 minutes after this.
Come home with independence you deserve. The Hanover Housing Authority has a place for you. Comfortable affording housing in 1 or 2 bedroom apartments close to schools and businesses around Hanover. Apartments are income-based and applicants must pass the approval process. Live the style of life you prefer, all while staying connected to the community, offering housing solutions to Hanover and beyond. Contact the Hanover Housing Authority today and live independently together.
Either an after-the-game stop or a midweek lunch option, head over to Ace's Bar and Grill in Axtell. Serving up juicy burgers, fresh wraps, crisp salads, or stiff drinks made just the way you like them. Whether it's a quick lunch or a night out, Ace's is your go-to spot. Open for lunch Tuesday through Friday and suppers Wednesday through Saturday. Make Ace's Bar and Grill in Axtell the place for delicious eats, great drinks, and good times. Follow the Facebook page for daily specials and menu options.
See Andy Bruna at Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover for a full line of your everyday hardware needs and all the building supplies you'll need to get the job done right. Just about anything you might need around the farm or home is found at Andy's, and always fast, friendly service when you need it. It just makes good sense to shop at Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover, Kansas, a Flyout, Wildcat Booster. That's Andy's Hardware and Lumber in Hanover.
And back here on the hill from Hanover, Max Blasky joined by Tommy Brenniger. Wildcats lead 12-6. We have not had a score since the 9:49 mark in the second quarter. So far tonight, Cadric Cohorse has a 1-yard touchdown run. He also has a 16-yard touchdown run. As for Axtell, it's a 1-yard touchdown run by Wyatt Detweiler. Eagles will have a 2nd down and 6 from their own 16. Final 12 minutes of this highly anticipated state-ranked matchup here from Hanover. Detweiler will have trips to, or doubles to the left. It's going to be Schmitz in motion. Now option. Pitch Leibarger. He fumbled it. Ball's on the ground, and Hanover gets it. A second Axtell turnover in this half. The pitch was behind Leibarger. On the exchange, he tried to get it over and jumped on it by, I believe, it was Cooper Bruno.
I believe you're correct, Max. Pitch behind him. That was a later pitch. It was one of the later pitches that we had seen from Detweiler, and it's going to cost him. Now it's going to be a 14, 15-yard field for Hanover here.
So just a win. Axtell thought they averted disaster by getting a turnover on the end zone. Right back to Hanover it goes. A short field here as Alec Juniman will muscle forward for a handful of yards. Boy, this third quarter, we saw 2 possessions each, 2 turnovers, 3 flags on it. Just when we thought we had a clean game, it really turned around.
Yes, it did, Max. Yes, it did.
2-yard pickup there for Alec Juniman, who now has 42 yards on the ground tonight and has ran extremely hard.
No big stat numbers from anybody on the Hanover team, but they've been spreading the ball around a lot.
Absolutely. 4 guys with a carry and 5 with a catch, including Cadric Cohorse.
Oh, that's going to be a touchdown. Cadric Cohorse, his 3rd of the game.
Cadric Cohorse from 13 yards out, muscles in, and the Axtell turnover turns into a Hanover score with 11-11 on the clock in this one. So what a huge run there by Cohorse, as Tommy just said, his 3rd touchdown on the night. on a 13-yard run by Cadric Cohorse. 2-point conversion pending. We've seen three failed so far here in this one. It's going to be I formation for the Wildcats. Bruna is the deep back. It's going to be a pitch here to him near side, trying to catch the edge, falls forward, and the 2-point conversions, no good. So Hanover turns the Axtell fumble into points. Let's see what the Eagles have in response when we're back on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week. It's now Hanover 18, Axtell 6.
When agricultural conservation work is needed on your farm, call Barry Bussing with Bussing Construction in Axtell, offering dozer services on terrace and waterways. Improve the value and resourcefulness of your farmland. 799-5205. Conservation work that'll build better practices for the future. That's Bussing Construction of Axtell. 785-799-5205.
Hey, this is Coach Eric Detweiler of the Axtell High School, and you're listening to Axtell Eagle Football on KNDY.
We just heard from Coach Eric Detweiler there. Let's see what him and his coaching staff have in store here tonight. Being held to only 6 points in this contest, but I know, Tommy, you've mentioned a time or two, there's been some plays that Axtell has just missed here tonight.
Yep, they have. The option play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ran into a friend of mine from Axtell in the parking lot at halftime, and he's like, "Yeah, we all saw that one. Yeah, we all saw that one, and they're going to want that one back." It really could have changed the outlook of this ball game.
Well, and I think a good point Matt Hoyer said in our pregame, either team that comes out of this, win or lose, they're going to come out better. And we mentioned in the pregame, this might be a sub-state preview, and boy, wouldn't that be a doozy if we see that here in a couple weeks.
Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be. As that was the whole preface of most of our conversation on the way over here. Is this is going to be a sub-state preview.
So a kickoff goes back into the end zone. Axtell will again start at their own 15-yard line. And I'll reiterate it again. Every drive for Axtell has started within their own 20-yard line. They've had to drive the field, and so far Hanover's defense has been top-notch here tonight. Axtell will start at their own 15, trailing 18-6. 11-11 on the clock. Quick pass outside to Landon Schmitz. Bulls over a guy and picks up about 7. But now we're seeing Axtell move to kind of that quick passing game we saw Hanover use in the first half.
Yep, great catch and run there by Landon Schmitz. If you're Axtell here, you need to move quick, but you don't need to move fast. You know, a couple minutes, but other than that, that's all about you. That's really what you need to get to score, because you know as soon as Hanover gets the ball back, they're going to start just taking time off the clock.
I was just going to say, both coaches do have. Nope, they did give Detweiler that timeout earlier in the third quarter. So Detweiler with 2 timeouts, Hoyer with 3 in his back pockets. Second down and about 4 to go from just outside the 20, about the 22. Detweiler swing pass, quick side on a curl over on the far sideline. That one will be hauled in for a completion.
Yep, completed number 10, Bill Liebarger.
First catch tonight for Bill Liebarger as they'll move up from about the 23 to, where are we going to spot this one? About the 27, 26?
Yeah, that looks about right. Good first down pickup by Axtell. Get that clock stopped for a little bit. Set the chains, get your play call in.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, Axtell here quick to the line. They don't have to hurry. There is no 12-point touchdown play, but they need a score here. They want to stay in it. Landon Schmitz will go in motion left to right, makes it trips to the right side. Detweiler low in the backfield, pressure up the middle. Quick swing pass out to Schmitz, and he's going to be buried.
Yep. Cooper Bruna again. He fought off Joe Liebarger's block. He was just all over it.
And I think a good play call. Hanover brought the pressure up the middle. Quick screen pass out here to the near side. But good job, Cooper Bruna, who fell on that fumble in the third quarter, or at the start here of the fourth quarter, drops Landon Schmitz for a 2-yard loss on that play, bringing up a second down and 12. Hanover fans chanting defense here as they lead 18-6, 9 minutes left to play, looking to return the favor. Detweiler back to pass, screen pass across the middle, and no one was there. They were looking for Shaughnessy, I believe. And he throws his hands up like, that's my bad, I didn't see it. But now a third down and long.
Yeah, Hunter Kiekefer saw it there. He saw the screen. I think he was probably going to go for the pick, but he wasn't there in time. But he knew it was there. He was ready for it. You know, if you're Axtell right here, you got 3rd and 12. You don't need to get it all in one shot. You know, get yourself 7, 8, 9 here, and get yourself a 4th and manageable.
3rd down and 12 from their own 24. Trips right side. Detweiler takes the snap. Pressure comes from his right side. He's going to look to get out of it. Keeps his eyes open. Now just kind of sneaks down the sideline and will be popped out of bounds.
Yeah,
he pickup of about 4.
Yeah, he didn't get very much there. You know, there wasn't anywhere to go, and there wasn't anybody to throw it to.
And I'll give my kudos again to the back end of this Hanover defense. They have not let Hanover or Axtell get any wide open receivers here tonight. And once again, pressure came from the Hanover defensive line. Brody Sologic, who's been everywhere here tonight, forced Detweiler out of the pocket on that one. So now a 4th down and 8. 9 minutes here to go. This might
play the ball game for Axtell right here.
Might be your ball game here. Detweiler will have Schmitz behind him in the I formation. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. It's going to be a little end around. Now a halfback pass, looking back to pass is Leibarger. He sails it, has a man, but it's going to be incomplete as they were looking for Bill Leibarger on that one. And a turnover on down for the Axtell Eagles here at the 8:56 mark. And I think a good play call there, had a man, but Joe just didn't lead Bill far enough on that one.
No, and it was double coverage. There was a guy with him all the way, and I think there was a safety over the top that came with him. You know, I was watching Coach Detweiler over there. It didn't really look like that is exactly what he wanted. There's maybe some confusion there between him and his quarterback.
And I think I'm going to say it here too as well. This Axtell team hasn't been challenged this year. These are new kids stepping in. We were so used to seeing Schmelsley, Brockstrom, and Dieters the last couple of years that were 3-4-year starters. Some of these kids are first-year starters. I think they need a game like this. Game's not over yet, but with under 9 minutes left to go, Hanover can work a lot of clock off of this.
Yep. Hanover once again with the short field. They've had short fields all night long.
A very different scenario than Axtell. Short fields for Hanover, long fields for Axtell. That's been the difference in the game. I formation as Cohorse is under center. Cooper Bruna will look to reverse field. He does pick up positive yardage in what looked like could have been disaster from the get-go.
Yeah, for a second I thought it was going to be a reverse because they had the wideout coming back to it. Well, Cooper Bruna went to the near side here. I don't know if he saw nothing was there, and then turned back around and ended up getting 3 out of the deal.
Pick up of 3 will bring up 2nd down and 7 as Hanover will bleed clock. 18-6 lead for the Wildcats here on this beautiful Friday night from the Hill. Cohorse now will be in the shotgun, 1 receiver each side with Alec Juniman, the hard running back to his right hip pocket. He's watching that back judge.
Yep, Cohorse. You were about to say the same thing I was. Max Cohorse waiting for the back judge.
Hand goes up, snap goes off. Here's Juniman, rumbles through inside the 20. Good looking pickup there.
Yep, hard run by Alec Juniman. Hard run by him. Gonna give Hanover a nice 3rd and short. Give the ball right back to him.
Keep those legs churning, and we mentioned too the depth of Hanover, and this is where we've seen it. Cooper Bruna now with 8 carries, Alec Juniman with 8, and who else? Cager Cohorse, but with 8 too as well. So a very balanced offense here tonight for Hanover. 3rd down, 20-yard line, clock ticking up. Left to play in this ball game. Again, Axtell's lone down run by Wyatt Detweiler all the way back at the beginning of the 2nd quarter. Now Hanover's going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 7:26 left to go. 18-6 lead for Hanover. We're back after this word from our sponsors.
Every great team has shared qualities that separated them from all else. Whether you're talking about the 72 Dolphins, the 92 Dream Team, the Fab Five, or the Magnificent Seven, you clear and the commitment was obvious. High standards were set and improvement was never ending. At Sapp Brothers, our goal is simple: to be your #1 source of propane, lubricants, and extreme premium diesel fuel. And we're like family and giving you service that makes you want to come back. Join our team, Sapp Brothers Petroleum, in Philly, Crete, Lincoln, Humboldt, and Hanover, Kansas.
Donut Day is coming! Donut Day? What's that? Free donuts for Blue Valley customers.
October is National Cooperative Month, and Blue Valley Technologies is here to celebrate. Swing by on Friday, October 24th, before work or school for donuts, coffee, and hot apple cider. Drive through our west parking lot from 7 to 10 a.m. The first 25 people through get a free stocking hat.
And what many pegged the game of the year has turned out to be one. Hanover leads 18-6, 7:23 left to go. Hanover just stopped Axtell on a 4th down conversion. Now they look to bleed out the clock. Pitch near side here to Cooper Bruna. Has a little seam, gets up inside the 15, keeps on churning inside the 10. A huge run by the sophomore Cooper Bruna.
You know, Cooper Bruna is a good-sized kid, and like I said, those running backs for Hanover tonight, their legs just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Well, Axtell had 2 guys on to tackle him, but you're not going to tackle that guy at his body. You're not going to do it.
The lower body strength of Cohorst, Bruna, and Juniman, I tell you what, I feel sorry for anyone that's tried to tackle them this year, and I think they're running extra hard tonight with everything that is on the line here tonight. Again, both teams undefeated, both teams ranked inside the top 3 of Class 8-man Division II. We're looking probably at a sub-state preview, and winner of this one will win the district. Shotgun formation here for Cohorst. He's going to pull it right side on the option, slips out of one, and a touchdown. Cadrick Cohorst, his 4th touchdown on the night, gives Hanover the 18-point lead.
You know, it didn't matter who touched that ball there. I believe that Alec Juniman was the running back, and I thought originally the ball was going to go to him. There was a hole right up the middle that was wide, but Cohorst saw something else on what I imagine was the read option play, and Cohorst took it in for his 4th score of the night. Incredible performance by Cadrick Cohorst, just the junior.
And we mentioned something, too, in that 3rd quarter, momentum. Hanover has capitalized. They have kept the foot on the gas, and here they lead 24-6, looking for the 2-point conversion.
You know, there have been things not go Hanover's way, but they responded to them well.
They've responded very well, and we talked about it, too. How would these teams respond? It's Hanover here tonight. Now we've got a penalty on Hanover. False start will back this one up to the 7-yard line. But, you know, we talked about, too, in the opening, Tommy. Axtell's been here. They've done it. They've went through state championship games. This senior squad, junior squad for Hanover, not necessarily, but I've been so impressed by the way that they have fought here tonight when, you know, some people throughout the state thought they didn't even have a chance.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep. You know, K-Prep's had this as a 34-30 game.
Yeah.
And points have really not been the factor the majority of the game. You know, the short field is what's been the major factor for Hanover in their position this ball game right now.
Matt Hoyer will take a timeout before the 2-point conversion. We'll take it with them. Hanover leading 24-6, 2-point conversion pending with 6:44 left to play in our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
A reminder that we will have the Hanover Coaches Corner coming up on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Axtell Coaches Corner will be on Monday following the evening sports at about 5:20. If you want to hear both coaches' reactions from this contest and what has been a classic here tonight from the Hill. 2-point conversion pending for the Wildcats from the 7-yard line due to the false start. Man in motion right to left is Braylon Mine. Kadrick back to pass, looking across the middle. Pump fakes once, pump fakes twice, gets out of it. Now back corner of the end zone. Caught on a slide in there, and it is good. First 2-point conversion is good, as I believe that was number 17.
Yep, 17.
Langston Stahlballer hauled in the 2-point conversion, making this a 20-point game here. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll see if the Eagles have a response, trailing 26-6.
If you have plumbing, electrical, heating, or air conditioning service needs, the team at Eagle HVAC and Plumbing. Tyler and the crew can handle any project from backups, lights out, or heating and air conditioning service. With quick, friendly service to Axtell and all surrounding communities on both new and existing construction. Eagle HVAC also stocks a full line of name brand appliances, and they offer excavation work as well. Turn to Eagle HVAC and Plumbing of Axtell. Find them on Facebook.
Max Blasky back with you here on our Marysville Dental Care game of the week, joined by Tommy Brenniger here to my left. Tommy, I mentioned it a little earlier. You picked a good first game to show up here this year.
Yeah, I did. Max, thanks for having me. This has been an incredible opportunity, to be here with you. You do a great job. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having me for this game. Wow, what a treat! What a treat!
We'll have to tell Quentin he missed a big one, right?
Yes.
Missed a big one. So Hanover scores, making this a 20-point contest. I'm sure this kickoff's going to go to the end zone. No, it won't. It's going to be taken by the up man, Wyatt Detweiler. He's going to try and find some space left side. Does have a lead blocker. Gets one more block. Detweiler down the sideline, reverses field, and Detweiler is gone. A 80-yard touchdown run by Wyatt Detweiler in the blink of an eye.
I see no laundry on the field. That's going to be a touchdown, Axtell, and just like that, the game can change.
An 80-yard touchdown return on the kickoff gives Axtell a little life here, and I want to mention the lead block up there by Landon Schmitz. We haven't called his name tonight, but he laid a good one on that far sideline, and Detweiler busted it open.
Got to get your 2-point here.
Got to get the 2-point
You've got to get your 2-point conversion here.
In the blink of an eye, Axtell has a little bit of life here in this one, 26-12. 2-point conversion as the Eagles line it up. In the backfield will be Leibarger with Detweiler in the pistol. One receiver each side as Schmitz moves left to right. It's going to be a delayed handoff to Schmitz. Now pass to the end zone. Colin Shaughnessy.
Nope, he didn't come down with it.
Drops it.
He did not come down with it.
Had it in his hands and will not come down with the 2-point conversion.
He went up for a rebound, came down with it, and when he hit the ground, it just popped out. That's unfortunate. Great effort though. Colin Shaughnessy's played his tail off tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Fighting through some injuries. Defensively, played fantastic football.
And now,
tough break for Axtell right there, not getting the 2-point.
Tough break for Axtell. Quickly here, we're just going to keep it here as both teams are about ready for the kickoff. We were talking about momentum all game tonight. What does Axtell now need to do defensively to get this ball back in the hands of their offense, trailing by 14?
You got to start ball hawking. Hanover's not going to put the ball in the air. I don't even know if they'll go to the swing passes unless they really maybe have to. So if you're Axtell, you got to gang tackle and you got to start stripping the ball. You have got to get the ball back in your hands as soon as possible.
And we've seen one turnover by Hanover. It was an interception in the end zone, but you're right. Ball security has been so paramount for both of these teams. And now I would not be surprised if I don't see all 8 guys up on the line here defensively for Axtell. So it will be Landon Schmitz to kick this one off. Into the night air to the south side, 26-12. Just like that, Axtell's got a little bit of life back.
If you're Axtell, you got to get this ball in the end zone. Don't give Hanover an opportunity to do what you just did to them.
And it's going to be a squib up the middle. Ball's out. Axtell says they got it. I think Hanover was right there. It went off the hands of Brody Slogic.
Axtell's got
Eagles have the ball.
Referee says the Eagles have the football. Onside kick.
Onside kick is recovered.
Tremendous swing of momentum right here. There's 6 minutes and 21 seconds left to play. Coach Detweiler's got 2 timeouts left. They're down 14. This is manageable. This is absolutely manageable.
And we were talking a little bit ago, didn't mean to sound like we thought Axtell was out because they're never out of any contest. And right now they have stormed their way back. Huge possession here, not only for Axtell.
Now you got to have a quick score, Max.
A quick score. Hanover defense looking to hold strong as they have all game. Ball will be at the Hanover 36-yard line. Swing pass near side to Joe Leibarger. Off the bounce, catches this one, gets down the sideline, and ridden out of bounds by Braylon Mine. What was going to be a loss turned into positive.
Yep, I thought that ball might even hit the ground. Good job, Leibarger, going down to get it, making something out of it. Great gain of 9-yard gain, 8-9-yard gain there. Got the clock to stop, getting out of bounds.
Yep, absolutely. I think they're going to put 9 on the scoreboard. I'm going to give them 8 on that one on an 8-yard pickup from Detweiler to Joe Leibarger. So now here's Axtell, quick to the line. 2 receivers right side with Leibarger behind him in the backfield. Detweiler back to pass across the middle. Colin Shaughnessy bobbled, but he comes down with it inside the 15-yard line. Makes up for that drop 2-point conversion just moments ago.
Tremendous catch by Colin Shaughnessy there. It hit him. He thought it was going to get away with it. And a Hanover defender hit him, about knocked him away from it, and he came down with it. Tremendous display of effort all night from Colin Shaughnessy.
A 13-yard pickup from Detweiler to Shaughnessy. Eagles quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Detweiler in the pistol. Snaps back quick, left side. Schmitz trying to break a tackle and a touchdown-saving tackle over there on the far side.
Langston Stahlbomber there. On the one-on-one coverage on Schmitz. That's a great defense there.
Schmitz now his 8th catch and 8 targets here tonight. That's good enough for 6, putting him over 50 yards on the contest. Detweiler now over 100 yards through the air at 114 unofficially.
They're doing a good job getting the play clock in, but they need to move the line faster. Clock now below 5.5 minutes left.
26-12 is our score. Hanover leading, but Axtell threatening inside the red zone. Detweiler taking a lot of time. It's option right side. Detweiler will keep it, sneaks forward inside the 5, and will be driven down right about the 4-yard line. 5-yard pickup there for Wyatt Detweiler.
Doesn't look like they're giving a first down. Clock's still running. About to get clock now getting below 5 minutes. Third and half a yard here for Axtell.
So to say maybe the longest half yard they might have had all game long. Like you said, clock under 5 minutes. Hanover leading 26-12. They are threatening at the 4-yard line. 1 yard to pick up a first down.
Axtell's got to move faster. I think the Axtell's got to move faster here.
Pistol formation for Detweiler with Liebarger behind him. To the left, one receiver, Shaughnessy. Detweiler bobbles the snap, but he falls forward right to the 1.
Yeah, he's going to get his first down. The clock's going to stop briefly. You got to go right here. This is where the old tush push comes in. get under center.
Yep.
Get the ball in the end zone.
And how tired, too, is this Axtell team? You know, we saw it a 6-minute drive for Hanover to start the game. They played a lot of defense here tonight.
A lot of defense tonight.
A lot of defense. First down and goal from the 1. Wyatt Detweiler, the lone touchdown scorer here tonight. A kickoff return and a 1-yard rush in the first quarter. Liebarger in motion right to left. It's going to be power right up the middle, and Hanover stopped him.
Yep.
Big stop from the Hanover defense. They come up big when they need it.
Clock's going to keep running. Coach Detweiler not taking a timeout.
Huge stop.
Bill Liebarger running in the play for Axtell.
Huge stop from that Hanover defense, though. We talked about them all night. They looked a little rattled here lately, but comes up big when they need them.
Huge stop.
Second down and goal to go from the 1. 3:45 left to play. Eagles trail by 14. Pistol formation with Liebarger behind Detweiler. Detweiler looking back to pass. Right side, out pattern, incomplete. Good defense out there by Hunter Keitkafer as they were going, calling Shaughnessy's way.
Yep.
And they've targeted Shaughnessy so far here tonight 7 times. He's come down with only 4 of them and dropped a 2-point conversion too. So now a big play here. 3rd down and 1. Obviously they'll go for it if they don't get it.
Yep, 2 chances here for Axtell to get a touchdown.
They tried the quarterback sneak. It didn't work. Quick pass didn't work. What are we going here? Detweiler in the pistol. Shaughnessy near side. Schmitz all the way on the far side. It's going to be option. Quick pitch to Liebarger trying to get to the edge. He dives.
Got the pile on. They're going to give it to touchdown Axtell.
Touchdown Eagles on a 1-yard touchdown run by Joe Liebarger, his first of the night. Heck of a job there. We talked about the quick pitch all night. That one worked out to perfection.
Yep, he used as much as the sideline as he possibly could there, hitting the ball with the pile on. Good job controlling the ball. An even better job not fumbling, you know.
Yes.
He fumbles that football and it goes into the end zone. That's Hanover football. That's Hanover football at the 15-yard line.
And that's Liebarger's first touch of the second half. Now the all-important 2-point conversion. Axtell's going to line up 2 tight ends tight each side. Extra beef there for Detweiler. Schmitz slow motion. It's going to be option near side here. Now Landon Schmitz stopped close to the line. He dives though. No good is going to be the call by the near side official. And that's huge as that keeps this game at an 8-point contest.
Schmitz would have had to have stepped out of bounds there before he got to the pile on. Tremendous effort by Schmitz. He was looking to throw the ball. He was looking to throw.
We're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back to this awesome action when we're here as Hanover leads 26-18, 3:30 left to play in this contest.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff at Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it, always dedicated to their customers. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations, and they know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. With locations in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and Humboldt, Nebraska. Stop by or give them a call today.
Not going to take an extra timeout here on this one. Last time we saw the Axtell kicking team out there, they recovered an onside kick after Wyatt Detweiler returned an 80-yard touchdown run on a kickoff after Hanover made it 26-12. It's now 26-18, still in favor of the Wildcats. Landon Schmitz will kick this one off into the night air as Hanover up close to the line expecting the squib. This one's going to go right down Broadway and land into the end zone. So here we are, 2:39 left to play, 8-point advantage for Hanover. Axtell defense needing a stop if they want to extend their state-leading 58-game winning streak here tonight. Keys for first, Hanover offense.
Hold on to the football. Hold on to the football. You don't need points here for Hanover.
No.
But you got to get 2 first downs. You got to find a way to get 2 first downs. That could really seal this game if you're Hanover.
Only 2 timeouts in the hip pocket of Eric Detweiler. Coming up at the end of this broadcast, we'll have a full recap of this game. It's going to be Cager Cohorse up the middle, got a little bit of room, picks up about 5 as Axtell had all 7 men up to the line on that one, expecting the run, but a good hard run there by Cadrick Cohorse.
That's a good play call too, Max. You know, Cadrick Cohorse is getting the snap every time. He's touching the ball every offensive play. Don't risk a pitch. Don't risk a handoff. Get it. Get your blockers out there. Let the guy who's got you to this point handle the football.
He's had all 4 touchdowns for Hanover here tonight, all on the ground. Clock rolls under 3 minutes, 26-18. Hanover second down and 5 from their own 20-yard line. Cohorse, hand up from the back judge. He's going to hand this one off. Cooper Bruna tries to cut back field. He's going to be stopped short of a first down, I believe.
They might we might have a first measurement of the night.
This might be the first measurement of the night here. He needed to get to the 25. They're measuring it right there. George, what's the call?
And we're going to bring out the chains here.
So, yeah, they're going to bring out the change. I thought, they're going to give it to him.
First down, Hanover.
So they needed 5. They got 5.5 from Cooper Bruna on that run. And you said 2 first downs. There's the first one for Hanover.
You might need 3, though. Coach Detweiler's got 2 timeouts in his back pocket.
You think on using them here, clock under 2:30?
You got to see what happens here on first down.
First down and 10, everyone up at the line for Axtell. Hanover has 1 receiver each side with Bruna in the backfield. As we're going to wait for this back judge, there goes the hand. Now we're going to set it up here. Going with the sophomore in the backfield. It's going to be Cadrick Cohorse, pure quarterback run, right side. He's going to be stopped, but keeps those legs churning for a couple, and Wyatt Detweiler takes the timeout. We'll take it with him. 2:02 left to play. 26 for Hanover, 18 for Axtell. We're back after this.
This is Coach Matt Hoyer from Hanover, and you are listening to Wildcat Football on 95.5 KNDY.
The State Bank at Axtell is synonymous with quality and integrity in the banking business. Financing for your home, for your farm, or your small business. Contact the loan officers if you need money, or if you're putting money away for something special, or just saving for a rainy day. Visit with the professionals at the State Bank of Axtell. They're federally insured, member FDIC, the State Bank of Axtell.
Quick timeout there. Again, a quick game reset. It was 6-0 Hanover at the end of the first quarter. 12-6 Hanover at halftime. No scores in the third. Hanover was up 26-6 with 6:44 left to go in this game. The 2 quick scores by Axtell have them within striking distance. Here's a run near side and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Eric Detweiler, I believe, again, will take a time out here, and we'll take it with them real quickly. So quick 30-second break. We'll be back after this.
Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, providing high-quality coverage and service all at a competitive premium cost. Since 1888, Bremen Farmers Mutual has offered homeowner, farm owner, business owner, fire, and inland marine coverage. Dependable and affordable. See your local agent representing Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance. Learn more about the various insurance products offered by going online at bfmic.com.
Max Blasky back with you here on KNDY, joined by Tommy Brenniger to our left. Also a big thanks to Danny Ackerman, who's streaming this game on Blue Valley Technologies TV Channel 3 and their YouTube channel. A reminder, you can go back and watch this game on their YouTube at the first of next week. You can also go back and listen to any game broadcast that we've had at KNDY by going to the Sports Podcast tab, KNDYradio.com. 3rd down and 6 for Hanover. 1:56 left to play, leading this one 26-18. Axtell is out of timeouts. Cohorse will be in the pistol. It's going to be option, right side, taken by Bruno, looking for the edge. He dives for the first down. Did he get it, or was he short? He was awfully close to that far sideline. He went out of bounds, too, I think.
You know what, he tried to down the ball himself, I think, before going out of bounds. That way, we got a holding call against Hanover.
A hold on Hanover on a huge play here late in the contest. So what would have been a pickup of 5 on 3rd down and 6 will now back up the Wildcats. If Detweiler decides to decline this, it'll be about 4th down and 1 from the Hanover about 36-yard line. And I believe Detweiler will accept this one. So replay the 3rd down, back them up 10. 3rd down and about 15 now for Hanover.
That really changes things for Axtell right there.
Well, and I want to talk about it there. Bruno, he went out of bounds. That's something you don't want to do. You want to stay in bounds.
No.
I'm not saying it's the sophomore, mentality. You want to get every yard, but still kind of tough pill to swallow there. 3rd down and now 16 from their own 19-yard line. Clock 1:49. Cohorse will be in the pistol. 1 receiver each side. Line goes down. It's going to be option here near side. Pitches early, stopped in the backfield by the Axtell defense. Inbounds, though, as clock will run.
Inbounds, clock's going to keep running.
Bruna picked up about 3 is what they're going to
Axtell's
give him
going to get a chance to get the ball back, though.
Do you punt it here?
You got to punt it. You got to give your defense the best field position possible. I think that's what you do.
The only reason I say Colin Shaughnessy has 1 punt return so far this year. Wyatt Detweiler, he has 2 returns for 50 yards. We've seen Detweiler take a kickoff back for a touchdown.
Yep. And Detweiler's going to go back. I figured it would be him, as Shaughnessy is a little bit banged up.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll be back to punt. Braylon Mine will send this one off for Hanover at their own 20, now under 60 seconds left to go. Detweiler stands at his own 25-yard line, and now I believe it's going to be, there's some confusion here, as I think they called a delay of game. But I don't know if I saw the back judge put his hands up yet.
I didn't either. I was waiting for it myself.
Well, anyway, Matt Hoyer takes a timeout.
So now the clock's going to stop here.
Well, and Hoyer takes a timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll see what they figure out. We're back in 60 seconds to our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week as Hanover leads 26-18.
The ND Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-frame buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. B&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. B&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. B&D Buildings at 785-294-0147.
Back here to Hanover. I think basically they called a delay game, but Matt Hoyer took the timeout to save the field position.
I never saw the back judge put his hand up either. So I'm not.
For sure. Mine kicks this one off. A wobbler near side. That's going to give Axtell the ball at the 40.
That's a... Okay, he's walking back.
There you go. About the 35.
He's still going.
Oh, my. Now, I don't know about this one. That was up to the 35.
Oh,
Axtell's going to get it at the Hanover 31-yard line.
Well, that's about halfway. The spot that we had in mind was about halfway in where he first started and where he put the spot. So Axtell's got great field position here, 55 seconds.
No timeouts, though.
No timeouts. You got to keep the ball towards the edge of the field.
And a reminder, they have to get a touchdown and a two-point conversion.
And to tie it. You cannot win on this drive.
Axtell has not had a two-point conversion go their way so far tonight. 0-3. Hanover crowd comes alive. It's going to be empty set for Detweiler in the pistol. Doubles to the left, one here right side. Detweiler looking right side. He's going to go up the middle. And
that's going to be a huge sack. Huge sack. 13, Tanner Bruna.
Tanner Bruna comes up big.
Huge sack. Axtell's got to go here.
Got to spike this ball. No, they're going to run a play. 43 seconds left. No, they spike it. So now what turned into a first down and 10 turns into a third down and 10.
Yep.
Just when Axtell caught a break on the punt, they might be in trouble of putting that field position to not good use. Wow, what a turn of events here from Hanover. This game again was 26-6 with 6:44 left to go. Here we are with 37 seconds left, and Axtell has an opportunity to tie it. Ball will be at the Hanover 31-yard line. Back in the backfield will be Joe Leibarger. Detweiler in the pistol. Two-man rush from Hanover, back to pass, taking a shot near side. Shaughnessy back to it, in and out of his hands. That would have been a heck of a catch, but now a fourth down in game for Axtell.
Incredible coverage there, incredible coverage by Hunter Kike. We've said his name a lot defensively and offensively tonight. You did not need to get, obviously big shots, great. You did not need to get all of it there. You needed 8-9 there. Get yourself a fourth down, then you get yourself a first down and maybe get out of bounds, and you got a clock stoppage, extra time. Now you got fourth in the ball game.
I will say, though, I don't completely hate it. You throw it up to your best receiver. You let him try and go get
Absolutely. It was right there. His one-on-one coverage, 50-50 ball.
Here's your ball game. 8-point advantage for Hanover. 4th and 10 for Axtell from the Hanover 31. Detweiler back to pass. Two-man rush. All the time in the world. Floats it middle of the field to Leibarger. Incomplete and knocked away. And that will do it. The Hanover Wildcats will end the Axtell Eagles' 58-game winning streak here tonight with a miraculous 26-18 win in what deemed the best high school football game in probably a decade. Wow, what a contest, and for Axtell to even have a shot in this one, kudos to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well-fought game by Axtell. You know what? Yes, Hanover scored 26 points and 4 touchdowns from Kadrick Cohorst. That's impressive in itself. But what's most impressive to me is the defensive play by Hanover tonight. Run game all over the ball. I mean, I think the longest pass play might have been 10, 15 yards at most. And just the secondary defensively in general for Hanover was the key factor of winning this football game tonight. They made Axtell be in terrible field position all night long. They gave their offense great field position. We just call it one of the great ones, Max.
That will go down as one of the best ones. The Hanover Wildcats returned the favor to the Axtell Eagles as the Eagles ended the Wildcats' 43-game winning streak back in 2019. Now the Hanover Wildcats hand the Axtell Eagles their first loss since November 6th of 2020. And who did they lose to? Hanover. Fireworks are off here tonight.
I did get informed pregame Happy birthday, Coach Matt Hoyer. He's sarcastically 33 years old tonight. Congratulations, Coach, on a great win.
A great win for the Hanover Wildcats. A tough loss for the Axtell Eagles. We all knew it would end at some point.
Yep.
And what a way, though, here to end this one. 26-18 is our final score. We're going to take a timeout. We'll continue post-game coverage after this. But again, the Hanover Wildcats in the Axtell Eagles 58-game winning streak with a 26-18 win here on senior night from